I am the commander of an entity known as the 7139 Millennium Collective. And we are here not to judge the world, because the world has already been judged. We're here to execute the judgment. That means all of Western civilization has to be destroyed, will be destroyed, and is in the process of being destroyed. And anybody, any religion, any sect, any group that postulates an existence with white people, Caucasians, is going down with them. And that's simple and plain. And if you don't like it, that's why I'm so hated and despised. Now, the next thing I'm going to speak on is when we deal with anger. Because I heard some rumblings about the nature of anger. Well, excuse me, but I read my Bible too, and when Jesus, or whatever you want to call the brother, when he ran the money changers out the temple, he was angry. Awas, the spirit of Awas, of whom my brother Bobby Hemmitt comes under, of whom when everybody told me I was crazy by teaching, the spirit of Awas who came through Aleister Crowley, now everybody's into it. I was here before the Steve Coakleys, and before the Delbert Blairs, and the rest of the charlatans. And you got sitting here amongst you, sorry government, New World disorder demons, giving out forms, and I can name the assholes that are sitting in here, giving out forms, signing people's souls up for the New World disorder. Well, you better get angry. You got the souls of 800,000 Africans that were murdered by the Central Intelligence Agency, Illuminati, Caucasian Western civilization government. Those souls cannot rest. Those souls cannot rest as long as a white person has got a cracker to eat. So if you look around you, you got judgment. You got anger. You got the trees are angry. You got the animals are angry. So don't nobody tell you, come out here and tell you that anger is a negative thing. Like anything else, you got as above and so below. You should be angry 24/7. You should be angry about your stolen legacy. What happened to your grandmother, your great-grandmother? What happened to the brother that being lynched by Guignani's shock troops, spaghetti-bending Italian-ass, Roman Catholic fascist faggot dog that he is? And I'm telling you and anybody that's down with him, I'm here. I don't need no FOI, and I don't need no bulletproof vest. Now you got all that action, you got all them computers, all these New World Orders, all these unknown brothers out here talking that garbage and that darkness. Then you got the sectarian demons with their male supremacist religion. I'll say it again, because they hate their feminine energy and they hate the black woman. And I'll say it again, they hate the black woman. And they think that you're so stupid that you're going to follow them into hell with that same male-dominating, bullshit, Eurocentric, male supremacist religion. Fuck that. Okay? Now, to make it plain, that's why the brothers don't even want to deal with me. Because I'm telling the brothers that the brothers is bullshit. Because the only thing the other brothers want to do is roll on other brothers. I don't see no body count or no Caucasians. I don't see no Nation of Islam piling up no body count on Caucasians. They're killing each other all the time. And ain't nobody shooting me in my foot or even making an attempt to. All right? So what I'm trying to say is that you're going to have to know who's coming in the true name of the Most High. And if they do, they're not going to come in a white death color. All right? That's why all these people with these perverted rituals with white death means death. Most people die in the hospital, they wearing death. Most deadly substances known to man is white. Now come on with it, I shouldn't have to go, I only got 15 minutes. But why is it that you get caught up with the same niggas that come amongst you and they say, well, Dawood is deep, but this brother over here, he was saying, but if you don't know, if you got to think 1 second as to who's right, then right there your intellect is going to betray you. What I'm talking about is the essence of spirit. Malcolm said, my sincerity are my credentials. It was in his aura. I have to prove to nobody I'm a holy man. I'm easily accessible to anyone. If anybody don't like what I'm saying, that's the only reason why they played the tapes, because the one that was playing the tapes was hoping that somebody finally would have enough balls to come down there and blow my brains out. But I can assure you, I get an assassination attempt 10 days a week. all the time. And they still trying. How would you think that they would give up by now? So you see, the judgment of the world is, like I'm saying, the 3 points. Brother Bobby Hemmitt is giving you the prophecy. He said, Brother Dawood brought to the world a system or a prophecy, not the only system. We didn't build a cult. I don't have nobody selling Dawood Speaks. I don't got nobody, pimping for me, and I certainly don't ride no Rolls Royce. And the way we got here, me and my number one downstairs, we walked here. All right? So we live in the life of the people, not the pimps, not the December 12th who go back and forth to Geneva, not the Sharptons, not the pimps. And if the nigga get bigger, then he look like he about ready to give birth to a whale. The gluttons of the people, because the devil gave them dominion to devour your souls, or what's left of your consciousness. Well, you see, thanks to brothers like Bobby Hemmitt, I done gave it up, because all I'm waiting to do is beamed up. To get beamed up, and I'm not talking about no pipe either. All right? Because this is finished, and if you can't see how this finished, then there's no book that's going to show you. If you don't know what time it is, then you're out of luck. Now, people are pissed off at me because I done bet on the right horse, and the other people that are pissed off done bet on the wrong horse. Now, people have been talking about the same judgment that I've been talking about for 6,000 to 10,000 years. That the white man is the devil, or we said he doesn't come from my seed, or our seed, and the brother will break that down for you deeper. And that's it. And then anybody or anything that aligns themselves with them or their sinking putrid feces of the Western civilization is finished.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
You got the plagues, you got the flesh-eating disease, you got 29 states on fire now, you got floods. The reason why you got to see OJ 24 hours a day is because they're hiding from you that the world is ending. Common sense is going to tell you that. And you don't got to be a rocket scientist to know that. But you still won't be with your mother with me after 6 years of being out on the battle line. Oh, Brother Dawood, what should we do?
Dawood, go ahead.
So the point is, to make a long story short, if you don't know the difference between a charlatan and a holy man, well, if you don't know it at this late in the game, well, as Malcolm used to say, I'm sorry for you. And with the jaws of your and mine, mothers and fathers, with the jaws dripping down their mouth like a bloody jawed wolf, these so-called carry a bone and bring a bone niggas always talk about you behind your back. But I find it interesting, but they never get in my face, and when they do, the power of the truth that I represent, they go on like the little jackals and maggots that they are. So in my conclusion, I will say this. If you watch how Warlock Nixon died, if you watch how the Reeby over here from the drug empire, and they're trying to dig him up out the ground, that's 2 strikes, and the 3rd strike, and like I said, as Malcolm also said, it was a case of the chickens coming home to roost when satanic Roman Catholic witch Jacqueline Onassis died. And who took her? Malcolm's spirit took her. How did he take her? On his 69th birthday. That was Malcolm's 69th birthday. And Malcolm's spirit said, I'm going to take this bitch. All right? And he took that bitch at 10 minutes after 10 on his 69th. You know anything about music? Jimi Hendrix gave a divine prophecy if 6 was 9. It's the inverse. It doesn't mean be afraid of the 3 6s when they hook us up. Now, you're all in the borough of Brooklyn. You got a building down there with 666 panels with a Chase Manhattan swastika on it, and not a Jew in Brooklyn complaining about it, and you can leave here tonight, and the swastika is lit up for all the world to see. Am I right or wrong?
And a security squadron.
You got a security squadron of pale-skinned, strange-ass, peanut butter-looking ass white boys walking around the shopping district like you going to steal something. You know you ain't going to steal something because you're begging to buy it. More shit from the beast. So you got a situation on all sides of you. It's bullshit. And I gave you the equation is who's on first, what's on second, I don't know who's on third. All of them is covered. So that means don't join shit. And when somebody's telling you to join shit, that means he controls that. That's why they want you to be in the political clubs. They want you to be in the nationalist groups. They want you to be in something. Why? Because then they can keep tabs on your consciousness. That's plain and simple. You stay out here and you see what's going on. Because everybody from Farrakhan, that's why Farrakhan flew his diseased ass in New York City today with his prostate cancer. Yesterday, whenever he brought his ass in here. Okay? Coordinating his New World Disorder, 29 ex-bow tie ass wearing, final call selling ass niggas, fiddling while Rose Burton talking about that Elijah Muhammad said that it was time for the Jews, the apostate Jews. And the scripture says, those that call themselves Jews and are not know the synagogue of Satan, the most filthy of all people that took the ark and stole the Ark of the Covenant, and all these 5 times a day praying Muslims, where are they with the holy war when Yahudi during the holy month of Ramadan shot them all while they're making their salat? Every Muslim in the world should have their head bowed down as long as one Jew is living. And I challenge any Muslim, how are you going to tell me that that's the most sacred thing to do, and you go get Yahudi? That's because Mecca is owned by Wall Street. That's why the UN rolled up and murdered 1 million Iraqis. That's why you can't have a nigga say go to the UN when the UN is controlled. That's your New World Disorder Illuminati government. And that's why you got niggas right here trying to tell you that it's I to sign up for that shit. Talking about, well, you know, Malcolm said 30 years ago to you, that's a different UN, you imbecile. So now you look at it for what it's worth. Everybody's sweating it out. And I don't mean the weather, because the tribulation is here. Yeah. So everything that you had in you is coming out. Because I really don't care, because I don't care if I see tomorrow. Now, how many people in here going to say that they're right? They don't care if they walk out of here and leave here in the physical. I got nothing to lose. But the point is what are you going to do when the deal goes down and they got them sound waves and them air raid signals? How much more literature and bibliography got to give you before you believe that the white man is the devil and he's in the consuming process of all humanity? Mankind is consuming humanity. They even showed you that on Star Trek. Last Star Trek, all good things. Anybody see that?
Yes. Well,
that was high science. The devil, he showed Picard. He said, I'm going to try you. Picard was was the representative of the beast. It showed his past and his future. In his future, he's dying. Hugh, which was, you could say, representative of AWAS. AWAS told him, they said, come here, Picard. We're going to try you. He said, you can save humanity by taking your own self, a kind of a man, out of existence. Picard couldn't get it. So he took him back to the caves of Europe. I didn't write this. Caucasian Jewish writers wrote this. They took him back to the caves of Europe, and he took his hand into the slime. He said, this is where you filthy race of heathenistic dogs came from. Am I right or wrong? So that means can't nobody say they didn't know because it's on your television. Truth is anywhere you go because higher forces are doing the programming. Remember the outer limits? We control the horizontal. We control the vertical. Okay? You got 19,000 different aliens here waiting poised on motherships to destroy anybody that even like white people. Now, if you think that this is a joke, then keep playing that game, because when they go into Haiti, the temperature's going to go up to 145 degrees. I'll say it again. When they go into Haiti, it's going to go to 145 degrees. Y'all guys think y'all can handle that? Yes. The devil's going to fall out. The devil already is dying of spontaneous human combustion. They can't walk down the street with air conditioners on their back. They're already messed up. So in my conclusion, like I said,
talk, man, talk.
well, if you get into the spirit, what do we mean by the spirit? Not my definition of the spirit. It's the same collective spirit. If they say that you've been made in the perfection of God or high deity, then that's within your DNA. You are a perfected being that had degenerated or devoluted into a world where the devil took it over. Now, for those that's on the frequency, your dreams, you're being programmed in your dreams to be on point. Everybody in here should be having miraculous dreams, outer limits type dreams, Twilight Zone type dreams, altered states of consciousness. And you ain't drinking, and you ain't smoking no reefer, and you ain't doing nothing, you still getting high. What's the science behind that? The science behind it that this is it. To make a long story short, over and over again. And that the whole thing is what the brother said, it's at a war, it's all on the war of the spiritual realms, the astral realms. If you still believe in the illusionary nature of the physical world, then forget about it. Now, what's coming in relation to money, that's also a trap. Because we tell you that materialism is the supreme vexation to the spirit. Now, if the devil's system is dying, naturally you're going to take all of what he stole out to get you from going into that, to getting your 360 degrees rumbling. That's why he don't want you to have no kind of sex. Everybody paranoid about having sex.
Oh, I heard that before. What's the story on that?
The story on it the story on that goes like this. Anybody ever hear of a book of 1984? By George Orwell. And it came out in the Inverse Divine Mathematics, 1948. And in it he said the Big Brother Society, one of the worst crimes was used for the what? To have sex. So now what the deal is that it and of itself is a subversive act. Because anything that expands your consciousness is a subversive act to the state. So anybody, even two crack people, can rumble them sheets right and zoom, their third eye open up. So that's why they don't want all forms of sex. Is looked at as subversive. So they got to get you to be paranoid about having it, thinking that you're going to catch something, and Job told you in the Bible again, the thing that I feared the most has come upon me. That's Metaphysics Basic 101.
Yes, that happens. That's true.
Now, if you're thinking about all the people you had sex with going down 20 years, you was all right 20 years ago, but you got in the thought because somebody told you that that nigga you slept with was a homosexual. You can plant the seed to say now you're going to contract something over the suggestion. That's the power of suggestion. That's why all the subliminal advertisements on AIDS are at the eye level. And the majority of the people that ride the subway are what? They're tired from getting up in the morning going to the plantation, and they're groggy in the evening coming from the plantation. So that means what consciousness? Their brain is in the alpha state, is open to suggestion. Abracadabra. Common sense. Now everybody don't nobody screw no more. My. La-dee-da, I'm afraid I might catch something. They did a job on the people. So we're talking about anything. That's why it's easy to get certain drugs and it's hard to get reefer. Because anything that expands your mind is going to be what? Hard to get. You remember the day you get 15 joints out of a little nickel bag. You try to get 15 joints out of one of these things. You might get 1.5, and even that shit ain't no good.
No.
But the white boy got it. Excuse me?
Should you drink that
Which stuff?
marijuana instead?
Drink it. You can make it into tea. Yeah, you can drink it like that too. Sister brought out a point. You can make it into your brownies a whole bit. You know? But anyway, we're gearing up. We're going to bring the brother on.
See, now, when I go up, when he starts talking, I got to get ready. Brother, are you ready for him, or what? Did brother drop science, or what? Can I hear it, or what?
But I will add, the last to add is that we're going to put the brother Bobby Hemmitt is basically bearing witness to all that we said. All I'm saying is that we've been doing this gallantly for 6.5 years. We saw Dr. Moore supposedly be killed and came back and resurrected. So all we're saying is before all y'all go, try to see us downstairs. If you got any extra dough to give us a donation,
Drop it in the hat
downstairs.
Give it to him.
7139 Millennium Collective is in the house. I want to bring my beloved brother Bobby Hemmitt on. Come on up here, brother. He's the fulfillment of the prophecy.
Fulfillment of prophecy, brother.
All right.
And the reason why we playing both sides of the middle to the front to the back is because we are tearing all borders down.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not even going to deal with it. I just had to push it back some.
That speaker's too slow.
Feedback.
Okay, you can push it back that way. I don't really need it.
How's that?
No, but I need you.
Oh, I'm saying I got some notes from the hierarchy.
Yeah, the last time you was hospital, we listened to her for
Okay now. Is that
All right, let's calm it down.
okay? Okay. Okay now. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right. Okay. First of all, I'd like to say that I want to say that I'm thankful to Sister Hatshepsut. I'm thankful to Brother Reverend Valentine, and I'm thankful for Brother Daoud. Valentine, and I'm thankful for Brother Daoud. I love them all, and it's good to see a group of brothers come together and not fighting in the whole 9 yards, because the last time I heard, Devil Blair wanted to take Reverend Valentine off the front of his video because this brother dropped. And so we got to, these brothers and sisters in the struggle got to neutralize this ego, because the ego was an implant to keep you on the beast level. I need this particular podium, I guess, because I got a certain amount of notes and stuff. Not notes to read, but I call them trigger notes to bring out what's in me. So, and I guess the first thing I want to do is, since we've done the invocations for the day, and I think the sister did a good job, what I want to do is invoke one or two entities. The first one is the entity, and the reason why I say I want to invoke these is because you know of the other fundamental gods, but I want to invoke this particular entity called Thunderdog. Ashe. Ashe. And also Awas for the occasion. Ashe. And I guess that I'll let that, well, I got to get a sister up in there. So we'll give the great mother Apit, Ashe, and Newt, which is another form of that, Ashe. And we bring some real power. We got to invoke Sekhmet, Ashe. Now the first thing I want to do is want to get into some things, and to go into these things, we want to get into some current events. We want to clear up some things that happened on this whole OJ thing. You know what I'm saying? We want to get that out of the way, because my name is Brother Bobby Hemmitt, and what I deal with is stuff basically from the hierarchy. Okay, the first thing I want to say is, a lot of people might not agree with what I have to say. It might sound strange, but then again, if you weren't open to additional information, why the hell even come out in the first place? I mean, if your God is doing it for you and you think you got the end all and be all the knowledge, why even come out to seek knowledge in the first place? You understand what I'm saying? Why even come out? You want me to turn it this way or something? Yeah. Well, I got to have it either way. I got to have it either way. So which one would you want to do?
I just wish you would respect the,
I understand that, but I got to have a speaker. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, but if you slide, let's turn the mic back.
Well, you want me to, okay, slide over some more. Well, I can do it over here. Don't make a difference.
It's the mic.
Oh, the mic. This way. Yeah, this way. That's cool. Is that cool? Can you hear me? Can you hear me fine? Is everything all right? Is everything cool? Move it back this way, right? Okay, here.
No. Back towards you.
Back towards me.
In front of you.
Oh, what about that? That's fine? Behind the speaker. Okay, cool. All right. Now we're ready. Okay, now I can pull this over a little bit. Okay, you got it. All right, okay. Now, since we got the technical difficulties done. Huh?
Pull the mic towards you behind the speaker.
Behind the speaker.
Behind the speaker, sorry. There you go.
Let's go, okay. All right. Okay. I want to get into a few things right here. Number one, like I said, if I know if some of these things might sound strange. Strange, let's say the truth is stranger than fiction. And number one, in this day and age, if you are hearing things that you are used to hearing and you still in hell, then obviously you must seek alternative things to expand your mind. You understand? If there's such thing as 360 degrees of knowledge, then when a person is coming up and giving you things that might sound strange, if you say that person is crazy, then you must have the handle on it. You must have all the knowledge that you're supposed to have. And my point is, if you got all this particular knowledge or spirituality, why the hell are you still in hell? Right? Why you haven't gotten out of anything at this particular point? You know what I'm saying? Number one, so I want to get into a few things that's getting ready to go, and I'm going to run down a list of things that's coming in the current events. Number one, I will say this. You can't buy your way out of this. You can't make no deals with the devil. And I'll say this because I don't want to put no spoof on nobody that's coming for liberation. But in the last days, the devil is going to talk about reparations. He's going to talk about reparations. He's going to talk about giving you all this money to keep you from taking back your planet.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where?
I don't give a damn about no Black Law Dictionary, because my thing is this: if the white man didn't want you to know about it, you couldn't go to no Barnes and Nobles to get it. Otherwise, you could have gotten it from Barnes and Nobles in 1947. All this is one thing. You want money, and the Brotherhood has already said that you're supposed to get your planet back. Now, what's it going to be? You going to go for a few 30 pieces of silver, or you going to get your doggone planet back? You understand what I'm saying? Number two, like I said, you, in your original form, you was not into what this particular civilization that you see, even in Kemet. All you Egyptologists, and believe me, I'm an Egyptologist too, that's what I'm trained in as far as things. You did not come from Kemet, you came from Atlantis and Lemuria, or Alchemoria, places that you don't want to claim, not a damn white boy claiming. And at that particular time, just like Manetho said, you were gods. And anything that you could think of in your mind, you used to do with your body, both physical and spiritual. So therefore, if the earth is taking another spin in the 26,000 year history and going back to the original form, all this doggone thing that you're trying to build is not even the point. You won't even recognize this planet in the next 2-3 years. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, my concern is not for you to get all caught up in trying to get paid and trying to make equal this white man society. At this particular time, you're supposed to be doing one thing and one thing only, and that's becoming God. And anything that you spend time on is keeping you from going within. You understand what I'm saying? So now let's get with some real science here. First of all, we're going to tackle this O.J. Simpson case. Somebody get me a thing. I need to wipe this up. Somebody get me some paper napkins before this thing dries up. We're going to tackle this O.J. Simpson thing. Okay, yeah. If somebody get me something now, we can get this candle up.
It's easy to get up and dry.
If it dries?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. All right. Based on the hierarchy, I am in touch with the hierarchy. A brother by the name of Awas, that in his biblical form he would be Melchizedek. Another name for him would be Al-Sut, which would be one of the original names for the Godhead. And since the last weekend in October, I went to a funeral up here in Long Island, and when I came back that last weekend in October, I was in the Sphinx Metaphysical bookstore, and I met up with this particular cosmic being. So the things that I'm giving you is actual things on another realm, and it's not just coming from books. even though we use books to substantiate a certain amount of things. You understand? But so when we do things, like Brother Dawood said, we need to check things out in the spirit. Now, I'm usually a little louder, and I'm usually a little on fire, but maybe the spirit can hit. But I just did a lecture in Columbia, South Carolina last night, and then I had to go drive back to Atlanta, and we took all night to do that, and then I had to get on a plane, and I had to come here, and then the plane was delayed, so I hadn't had any sleep in them almost 2 days. So, but what's really interesting, or what's really important, is the information. You understand what I'm saying? I'm quite sure you know we always like to up things, and I usually give it to you. But what's going down now is the actual information. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give you the scenario based on the cosmic realm on Brother O.J. Simpson. Now, number one, like I said before, nothing pleased me more than to see this nigga in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because he gave black people his ass to kiss, and based on the cosmic realm, they're saying because they're giving everybody this raw ass whipping. Number one, if you are offended by my speech as far as my profanity, remember what you think is curse words. There wasn't even no English language around when so-called the biblical law and the moral law was even thrown down. So therefore, what you think is curse words is nothing but just mere words. You understand what I'm saying? So we'll just use those as figures of speech since we have adopted them as our official language of the ghetto anyway. And you know what, in actuality, it's something spiritual about it, because that's just like putting emphasis on it. It sounds better if you curse. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And at this particular time, I think the moral laws is only laws that was put out for the savage man in a book and in papers, so that he can learn how to behave, but it was actually your nature. So you already know how to behave. You should have learned that by the age of 12. So therefore, you don't need to go up in no church and have no man hollering at you on how to behave. I can say at this particular time, I'm going ahead of myself, but at this time, you know doggone well, if anything is failed, the white man in some of his system has done better than you, than some of the things that's going on in the church. There's one thing about the church. It saved you from going crazy out of slavery. But you know that used to be your snake venom, but if you keep on taking the snake venom, you got to have another antidote for the snake venom. And if there's any place that God is in here, God is in the pool hall, but one place God is not. He is not in the church. That's why the white man got one on every corner. You understand what I'm saying? There's nobody go to church more than we do. And there's nobody in more trouble than we are, and as crazy as we are. So that ought to let you know that if God is anywhere, one place he's not. He's not in that damn church. You understand what I'm saying? He's not in that church. You can bear witness to that. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing is in that church, only God is in that church, the God you believe is in that doggone preacher. And that's why that preacher can tell you any doggone thing. For the simple fact, you believe he is God. And he's a man that was taught, he doesn't even know that. The preacher knows, I can actually say the preacher knows nothing about religion, or nothing about spirituality at all. All that is some kind of religious ceremony that he was taught by the white man. So therefore, I can say that in actuality, and you can, and really this is not to please anybody. The place that you're doing is, if in this day and time, what you are doing is, if you go into doggone church on Sunday, you're wasting your time. Now, I'm not saying anything about the Bible. I'm not saying anything about the Quran, because there's a difference between scriptures and religion.
That's right.
The scriptures have juice in it and have the meat in it, because the scriptures came from us. Even if they did take down 18 books out, it's still our juice. But when you go into a dogmatized way of looking at it, you'll be in control by it. You understand what I'm saying? So the best thing you can do, if you into the Bible, stay home with it and go into it. Other than going to the doggone church and listen to 5 disco songs and some doggone man holler at you for damn 15 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? Man, he start off and quote 2 or 3 scriptures and he starts hollering. You understand? And I know this for a fact. They actually have hooping classes. They call it the hooping classes at ITC in Atlanta, Georgia. I got a friend named Tony Minor, and when I first came to Atlanta, he was in the class where you learn how to doggone hoop. And he was taking this because for some reason, we was working on Martin Luther King's son's campaign back then. And he was actually in this class, and it was damn near finals time, and this nigga was hooping. So this is the kind of foolishness that's going on. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said before, in the last days, the evil eye is the doggone TV set. But if you get any kind of cable and you turn that TV set, every other station is somebody up there hollering about a Bible. So obviously, if the beast knows that in the last days there's a doggone TV set that is controlling the people, and he got all the doggone religion on there, you ought to know that that's a part of the control. And we'll get into that in a minute, because the aliens have already said that they had to get rid of anything to get rid of these damn religions. Not the scriptures, but the doggone organized religions that's got people locked down, because the only people can't really bear witness to nothing is somebody that's wholly sanctified or somebody that's a doggone Orthodox Muslim. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And if your God is doing something for you, why you got to pray every 5 seconds? You understand what I'm saying? If your God is sufficient, why you got to pray every doggone 5 seconds? The aliens already done said. As well as the cosmic hierarchy of Melchizedek. We already said. They're tired of y'all praying all the time. You the God. Is it not written in your law that ye are God? Now, going back to this O.J. Simpson thing. Like I said, if you got the book Out of Bounds, they've already told you that O.J. Simpson didn't want nothing to do with black people. And like I said, when he was in the bars, black women would come up to him and some other football players, and they wouldn't even speak to black women. But the white women come up, they'd set it out for him. Drinks on the house. You see? Now all of a sudden, you know, but we understand the white man misconstrued one thing. Number one, he thought that O.J. Simpson was a role model for black people. Hell, the nigga been out of the limelight since doggone 1978. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody, half the people in their 20s say, who the hell is O.J. Simpson? You understand what I'm saying? So, they misconstrued it, but they're not even, it's not even based on O.J. Simpson. It's a training ground of things to come. Just like the Rodney King thing. Now, you burnt down California and almost like the damn got your head beat in New York. You didn't jump bad, but we got our behind beat in Atlanta, Georgia. And while the people was getting sisters was getting their head beat in with the doggone billy clubs in the AU Center, he was on TV talking about, can we all get along? Rodney King is an asshole. You understand? He's a straight up asshole. You understand? And we understand that the cops burned up half the buildings and stuff, but we understand that that was a test run for martial law. And we also know that this was a test run for martial law because Bill Clinton signed the martial law bill last month. You understand what I'm saying? So that was a test run. But what really happened to him, based on what my psychic sister said, and I went home and my mother and them was laughing at me. Nah, that nigga did it. He did it. And he beat that woman, and you see, they got eating all the motion because he beat a woman. I said, that's the difference between beating a white woman ass and a black woman's behind. I said, the only reason why they leave the doggone black woman because they know the black woman don't take no jump. So they go get them damn white women because they're docile so they can kick them in the ass. I said, so, and believe me, any feminist movement that's going on, they get you to doggone stand up for them when the shit hit the fan, they gonna be with their white man. You understand what I'm saying? So who gives a doggone because he kicked the doggone white woman in the ass? How many doggone white women done kill black people? You see what I'm saying? How many white women is responsible for black people getting killed? You understand what I'm saying? I was reading in a book one time, it was one white woman said, every time I get down on my luck, she said, I go in the black community and get me a black man, and he'll work his ass off for me. And when I get on my feet, I jump his behind. You understand? Now, all she did was she jumped him. She got her money, and she got paid, and she got the hell on. But this is what really happened. I'm not coming to his defense, but I'm trying to show you what really happened. This is what happened on the spiritual realm. The sister that I'm in contact with is one of the best in the world. She not only is just your regular psychic, where she got the decipher vision, she's got a direct telephone to God. And anytime I want to speak to God, I dial her, and God comes and speaks to me through her. And I'm not talking about no bull jive like no preacher saying, every preacher talking about God doesn't talk to them. You see what I'm saying? God doesn't talk to them. You know, God doesn't talk to me, and God told me to tell you to drop your drawers. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff like that. I'm talking about some real spiritual manifestation. Now, I tell you what, I know it's hot, but then again, are we going to go down as a bunch of Africans? Or no? Are we going to go down as a bunch of Africans that say it was too hot? Because what I have today, we got actual ways on how to take off the beast. You understand what I'm saying? Take out the beast. Okay, so we're going to give some solutions. Now, what the sister said is that it wasn't her. It wasn't him. It said it was It was the white man that got killed was a homosexual, and he had a boyfriend, and the homosexual boyfriend killed her. Now, I told my mother this when I went down to South Carolina this weekend. No, he did it. And I said, and the spirit does things. And I told her right then, I told her, my sister said he didn't do it. I said, I don't care what happened to him. They're going to burn him anyway. Yeah. You know they're going to burn him behind anyway. Did they go on with the preliminary hearing? Yeah. They go on to court? Yeah. You know that nigga going to get the electric chair. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? But the key to this whole thing is trying to show you what's going down. I said the sister already said it. That sister is wrong. Those psychics can be rejected. She is wrong. And the spirit showed my mother and my aunt something last night. No, yeah, was it? What's the date? Went Thursday night. 1 o'clock, Larry King Live came on, and they had this guy with this Indian vest on. I don't know his name. One of the best attorneys in New York, I think. Yeah. Yeah. What's his name? Gary Spence. He came on, and he was saying it's some hogwash. The man is innocent. Yeah. And then he said, and Larry King said, can you tell us what happened? The incident happened. He said, yes, this psychic came and called me and said it wasn't him. It was a white man with brown hair and had a Mexican accomplice. And I said, you see that? And then all of a sudden, they started bearing witness. Then they started saying, well, I can see how he could be framed. Yeah, but when the black man was saying it, you know, but it's just like we've been saying that you live in a racist society forever. And most black people saying you being paranoid. They didn't even get the idea. Now, the Afrocentric community has been going on. We can say, if we want to say the gist of this whole Afrocentric thing, we can say the rise of 10 years ago, 1984, with the first, with Jesse Jackson and Farrakhan being known, and then you had the first ASCAT conference that brought out all these black books. We've been saying the whole thing about the whole racism before, but it took some of 1992 for some white woman to come on Oprah. And some white man to come on over with his book saying we live in a racist society, and all the black people get it all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? So now they're saying he's being set up. But the reason why is because it's a test ground. They're saying if it doesn't work, it's going to work for other people. Other people are going to do the same thing too. So now they're setting him up to agitate you. It's like they know that they got to put you down by 1995. Because number one, 1995 is going to be 20 years since Elijah Muhammad left. You see what I'm saying? They know that they got to put you down by 1995, so they got to lock you down. So what they're doing is they're taking a needle and sticking you, and they try to agitate you so you can blow up, so they can justify putting you in the concentration camps that they've already put the martial law bill in. You understand how that's going? Yeah. So now, if it's not him, they're castrating this black man before the world. They're creating this racist type climate because all the white people in Atlanta, every white person in Atlanta said he was guilty. And every black person said, how can you leave a trail of blood to your door like that? Even a retarded person wouldn't do nothing like that. You see? So now what's happening is they're setting up this particular climate. Now the spirit world has said that all of these particular figures, they would make it in any kind of way because those are advanced souls. But they happen to win over the white man and they go straight into the white man's world. So now the spirit world is saying we are now chastising them to come back home. You see what I'm saying? So they're doing this to all of the black figures. You see. So there's some things on the OJ thing that we wanted to get into. Now, let's go into what you are. Number one, you are not regular human beings. You are God. And the only thing that you're supposed to be doing is becoming God. And every doggone person out here got all these things, and you getting caught up into all this New World Order stuff, but you're not dealing with the spiritual realm. Now, are you going to deal with God, or are you going to deal with what the white man has to give you? Now, I'm not saying that if he start passing out some money, you can go and run and get some. But what I'm trying to tell you is it's a metaphysical plane that you're supposed to be on, and you all are failing the test. Now, we understand that you fell into Kemet from Atlantis, or Lemuria, or the original name Al-Camoria. This was all one landmass. And at that time, anything that you thought up in your mind, your body could do because your spiritual centers was open. You understand? Now, what has happened is now you've learned the Afrocentric thing, and now everybody's trying to be Egyptian. But I love it too. But the whole key of this is you're supposed to be becoming God, because the mystery system, despite what Dr. Ben is trying to tell you, is man, know thyself. And even Jesus tell you, is it not written in your law that ye are God? So everybody now, the last time I was here, some brothers say, you know, Dr. Ben is 360 degrees. Number one, when you start dealing with the attainment of God, there ain't no such thing as no doggone degrees. That's something, the 30 degrees is what the doggone Moors gave to the white man. This whole thing with Dr. Ben, now, the reason why I say that he ain't no 360 degrees, okay, some people can say, how do you know? Are you in the mystery system? Well, the only way, like I said before, that I could not be sure if I wasn't in the mystery system, but I was a member of Dr. Ben's craft. My centenaire down in Atlanta, Georgia, was Brother Ishmael the Darby. Right, they got a lodge right on Stewart Avenue. You got the the Mother Lodge up here in New York. You got the Kunefa Lodge and the Ramesses Lodge. For any nigga that's in the craft that want to challenge me on this. We concentrated another lodge in Washington, D.C., fall 1991, where I had to strip down to my drawers, butt naked into my drawers, on the floor, and showing my penis to show that I was a man for some doggone reason. And the whole 9 yards, half the brothers, couple brothers, one of the brothers go right here to Harlem. He wasn't circumcised, and he had to go get circumcised just to join the crowd. Well, you're supposed to be circumcised anyway, but I'm just saying. And we had to go through all this hell to do this thing. And they said they had over 300 members right here in New York City. They said, but they're down to less than 20 members because Dr. Ben told that lie that he was 360 degrees. So if anybody had any doggone spiritual knowledge of things, the people didn't want to hear it, they said, because you ain't Dr. Ben. That's bull jive, and I'll challenge any nigga here is undercraft. You can challenge me now. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'll give you the syllabus. We learned meta nature, and the brother who taught meta nature left, so they didn't even know that. Geometry and astronomy. And ain't none of them damn things got nothing to do with the hierarchy at all. You see what I'm saying? At all. Not when we're talking about spiritual. It's all about going into your body and raising yourself up to God. Now, what's happening is you have outgrown the earth plane. This is why nothing works for you. Everything works for everybody all over the world. But you can't get it together, and other people can come 2,000 miles away, from away 2,000 miles in here, and open up a damn store in your neighborhood and treat you with a heavy hand. Your demise is good. We want you to start thinking on another level. Everything that's happening to you, as far as you dying, as far as you get in gross poverty, utter ignorance, is good. I'll tell you why. Because if it wasn't good, wouldn't be no need for the universe to come and pick things up. Okay? We got to start thinking on another plane. Because you are supposed to be the people to take back the planet. And the person that's supposed to take back the planet is supposed to be the last. Not the first, but the last. Now, all of a sudden, y'all trying to get first when you're supposed to be last. So now, when they come, they killing the first people, and you among that group in the damn first people, you getting your ass taken out too. You understand? So now, what we're saying is, don't bail out now. And it ain't no 20 years from now. We're talking about this summer. We're talking about no later than well, let's put it this way. No, I'll take that back. I'll give you the truth. They told me that it can be this summer. They say, but they waiting on us. It's based on you all. You see what I'm saying? Hell, it could have been 1935 if the right mind. You understand? Because as a man and woman thinketh in his heart, so is he or she. You understand how it goes? This is all an illusion. The choice is yours. Now, you have outgrown this plane. So now all the people are telling you to build this and build that, and all this kind of thing, well, initially fine. But while in the process of you doing that, you're going to take away from getting your godhood because you're supposed to be the rulers of the universe. There's nothing in the universe beyond you. You are the supreme expression of what God is. You have all these other little bug-eyed aliens. They do have other life forms. You have all different animals, but the black man and black woman is the prototype of what God is supposed to be in the universe, and you're supposed to be the example in what the entire universe is supposed to set their sight to be. So therefore, there's nothing beyond you becoming anything but God. Anything else you're doing, you playing on the white man realm. And all he gonna do is give you a little bit of rations to buy time for his damn self. Think about it. This man has never given you anything. And all of a sudden, he's giving you a way out. That's because he's trying to buy time and keep your eyes off of the prize. And your prize is the universe, all of it. You understand? All of it. You see what I'm saying? And actually, listen. You should be advanced enough now that in actuality the crackers shouldn't be able to put nothing in the store that you got to have. Really. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. You get a hole in the shoe, you go out and you buy a pair of shoes. That's it. But as far as you buying shoes and clothes and suits to put on this false sense of who you are based on how you look on a material realm, you shouldn't even be on that level. The Mercedes-Benz and all this particular stuff, this material thing, you should be advanced now, so that shouldn't make a difference. There's only one thing that should make a difference to you at this particular time, and that's becoming God. If you got to quit your job tomorrow, do it. Now, ain't all the black people telling you that shit. If the job is going to keep you locked in to stop becoming God, let the mug go. I don't give a damn for $400,000 a year. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't going to have no money in 2-3 weeks no way. So what does it make a difference in the first place? You understand? So now, go to some other things right now. Because you fell so low, I'm running because I said this, who was at the last lecture?
I was.
Okay. Right. Well, I got to run through some things to let you understand. Because you fell so low, qualifies you to regain the universe. How is that? Because you must understand that nothing in the universe, not even a roach, has fallen as low as you. A roach knows what it is. The white man knows what it is. The Japanese knows what it is. All the aliens know what it is. The grass knows what it is. There's only one thing in the entire universe that has lost the knowledge of self, and that's you. Which means that you have gone the lowest of anything in the universe, or the omniverse, that qualifies you to say, since I've gone so low, there's nothing in this world that I can't do because I've been in all the dimensions that will crumble. You understand? Can you understand the metaphysical plane I'm trying to get it to you? So it's just like I said, if you take a ball and a bouncing ball and you bounce it a little bit, it goes up this high, that's how high you go. But if you bounce it with the greatest force, it depends on how you will go higher than Hemmitt, higher than Atlantis, and higher than God, never to fall again. And there's only one thing in the universe that qualifies for that, and that is you. You understand? It can't wipe you out. So therefore, it's waiting on us. Now, this is where the stuff goes. We're going to get straight to some solutions, and we're going to go into some other things. Like I said, USA Today, as well as all the news stations already told you that Haiti, Jeffrey Ham already told all the doggone senators, don't go up in Haiti. Don't send them niggas up into Haiti, because when they go up in Haiti, that's just like taking candy from a baby. They're going to die. Like I said before, these Haitian gods come from the black and red temples of Atlantis. I'm going to read some stuff for you.
All right.
Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bear with me. You know I'm usually on fire, but at least the information is getting out here. Okay. Now, it's called the Cult of the Black Snake. This cult combines the rituals of voodoo, Vodun. These rituals is said to derive from the black and red temples of Atlantis, which is talking about the temple is here. The temple is here. The blackness is the melanin on the inside and the black skin. The Kundalini fire snake is known as Sekhmet, which is also known as red. It's called the harlot, the Babylon, the great beast, which is at the lower nature. It rises up to the north. You see, some of these terminologies in the Bible with Babylon in the whole 9 yards is not talking about some great messed up place. It's talking about esoteric versions, because you know your Bible came from the Kabbalistic Bible, or the Kabbalah. And the Kabbalah is nothing but the breakdown of the autonomy of the body of God. And right in your Bible they tell you things. Pineal, the seventh seal, meaning the seven chakras. The crown chakra, which is the Christ light or the Christhood. Okay? So now, it says, well, I'm going ahead of myself, but, okay. This particular black cult is a gateway, is a cosmic gateway to invoke what is called the Great Old Ones, or the Elder Gods, or the Great Old Ones. These are the gods that were the first gods to seed the planet. And like I said, these particular gods, when Atlantis and Lemuria went down, they decided that they didn't want to take another third-dimensional body because they would be limited. So they decided to remain spirits. So by them deciding to remain spirits, they said each day that they age, they would get stronger. Now this thing, Atlantis and Lemuria, we talking about over 100,000 years ago, so we talking about that much power. Okay? It said that each time they get older, they would gain power. That same power, when you hear about the Bermuda Triangle, is the same power that is this Vodun God. You understand? If it's enough to make things disappear, it's enough to wipe out all of America. Okay? So these are this particular Vodun God, which is none other, because we understand now that Osiris, your Egyptian or your Kemetic pantheon, goes all the way back to Atlantis. Because this was all one landmass at one time. And on that landmass, one of the capitals was Kemet. That's why you have your pyramid that dates all the way back to Atlantis. Because they now know that the pyramid is over 1 million years old based on the face on Mars and based on the Sphinx. Not the pyramid, but the Sphinx. In the face on Mars, they know that it's over 1 million years old based on NASA results. You see, and they're saying that both of them was built at the same time and they're on other planets. So therefore, they're saying that Kemet was along with Atlantis or Lemuria or Alchemoria, and that part of the Atlantic Ocean went down and that part in the South Pacific went down and caused continental drift. But Kemet was all the way back then, so your Osar and Aset and your particular Egyptian deities are the same ones that's up under the doggone ocean. Because you can trace your Vodun, your Yoruba, all the way back to ancient Kemet. So we talk about the same God force. Now, as a result, you know that what happened with Toussaint Louverture in 1804, that when the French came in, the fields would catch on fire and they would whip their behinds. You know that whole epic? Well, we know that they did a ritual out in the street right before Christmas in 1993, and California burnt the hell up. Then they said, oh, it's a brush fire. But after they outed it, then Malibu burned up, where the rich people are. And they never explained it. Well, then they invoked the Vodun ritual, they invoked the Vodun deities again about a month ago. And as a result, you got all the fires and all of the West is burning up at this particular time. Hurricane season starts in September. Why is hurricane season? Why are hurricanes hitting Georgia and hitting Florida in the middle of the summer? They start in September. That's based on the Vodun deities. Also, now let's look at this. Which you have in Charlotte, North Carolina last Saturday, be a week tomorrow, you had a plane to go down. So they tried to say it was based on some bad weather. But no other planes went down, and there was no air traffic controlling signal saying it was bad weather. They're saying now that they don't know what the hell happened. You see what I'm saying? They don't know what the hell happened. What had happened was that the Vodun deities took the thing down. You understand? This is the science that is going on at this particular time. Now, what has happened, the spiritual sister that I'm in contact with, she was up here last weekend and she was doing readings. And she came to this African fest they had. She stayed a whole week and she left out Wednesday. But Wednesday night when she was going to board the plane, she got on the plane and said, we got a delay. Not only at LaGuardia, but Newark, Kennedy, and all of the airports in New York and New Jersey area. At that particular time, around 7 or 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, they had a halt on all domestic air travel. So she said, then they said, well, it's based on the weather. She said, well, hell, they got a heat wave up here. What's going on? So she called to Atlanta. She got off the plane because it was delayed. She went in the airport and called Atlanta. They said, oh, it's doing fine down here. We had storms all week, but now this is the clearest day we got. She said, oh, so that's a lie. Then they came and said, well, we got a whole lot too much air traffic going on. What, to close down 3 fucking airports? Then the sister said, well, it's time to just close my eyes and get the signal. And the signal said that at that particular time on Wednesday night, the government was scared because there was so much spacecraft up in the air until they didn't know whether they was going to have a surprise attack and take this beast off the planet. So therefore, what had happened was they canceled all commercial flights so they could scope the situation out. They could scope the situation out. So therefore, what had happened was this thing could go any day now. You see what I'm saying? And these are some things that's going on, which boils down to Jupiter.
That's right. That's why they went up.
Now, let me break this thing down because we're right in the middle of this thing. We don't have to fool around anymore. We're not just talking about mere theories to teach you that, okay, I had to come and teach you that there is spaceships. We're talking about actually doing things with the God. I told them on a video a month ago, I said, we're starting to invoke these deities. And I told you to go in and start doing your libations every morning. Now, you got to do this every morning. You got to do your libations. And if you got some vote-on deities, do them.
What is libation?
Libation is what I just said when I poured the water to the gods and say, Ashe, you do that every morning. You invoke your gods and you invoke your ancestors, who are the gods. And you do this every morning. If you can't do it in the morning, do it at 12 at night because that's the morning. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But do it every day. You see what I'm saying? If you forget some days, somebody's doing it for you. Because we got New York now, we have Detroit, we have Columbia, South Carolina, we have Atlanta, Georgia, we have Jacksonville, Florida, and then we have people all over the country because the tapes go all over the country. Because the company, black media, sends them all over. Even Japan, even the Virgin Islands and North Carolina. You see what I'm saying? Now, me and the sister that I'm with, started doing it by ourselves. And we started changing astral realms and bringing in certain dimensional energy. With 2 people. You know where 2 or more gathered in my name? Right. And it was just 2 people. What you think about New York, Atlanta, Detroit, all the other people that got it, North Carolina, Jacksonville, Florida, which Jacksonville, Florida is the other Nile Valley in the Western Hemisphere because we now found the river because the Moors swore out that there's a Nile in America. Yeah. There's one on the west, one on the east, just like there's a pyramid, one in the east, one in the west, just like there's a pyramid in the west, pyramid in the east. They said there's a Nile Valley in the west. They thought it was the Mississippi River based on the length, but that runs downstream like every other, river. Then we found out that it was in Jacksonville, Florida, that the St. John's River that runs upstream just like the Nile Valley. So we located the Nile River. And as a result, the consciousness arose there in 2 weeks. I went down and spoke, and they said that the white man made sure that the consciousness was so dead there until they said when you went up in the malls, handing out literature, they said, get that black shit out of my face, all the people. Now they got groups down there that just sprung up. So the consciousness is rising. So you need to do those invoke, you need to do that every day. We're giving you straight up solutions. Now, let's go into Jupiter.
All right.
And show what's going down with this thing.
Go ahead, brother.
And show you what time it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody all right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, the white white man's telling you that it's going to have comets hitting Jupiter. I said, well, if it's man-made, it's not going to work. And if it's a natural disaster, it's going to be on our side. Well, the channel said that it's just like Bill Cooper said. It's the government that sent a missile up with plutonium. Sent a missile up with plutonium. And that missile that he sent up with plutonium was supposed to hit Jupiter. And he said his thing was they were trying to fake an alien attack. To make you think that this thing is blowing all up so they can come in and tell you, we're being attacked by aliens. But something is wrong here. Because that panned out not to be true. Because now the Spirit said it was the Spirit said that it was a man-made thing, and now they're trying to say it's a natural thing to cover up. So Bill Cooper was wrong because even though it is a man, he was right that it was a man-made, it was the missile. He was wrong to say that it was supposed to be an alien attack because all the doggone magazines saying it's a comet. Then why would you, if you're not trying to fake an alien attack, or whatever, why would you send this particular bomb to Jupiter? Now this is the good part about this thing because we can see our way out of this. I know they gave you all this stuff, but I'm trying to tell you is the spirit, people have already said, they're mad with us. They said, because, well, I'm going ahead of myself because they said there's some things that's going on. They're going to send some forces to Atlanta, Jacksonville soon. They say, but based on the toll, even with the conscious community, they say they can't lift up but damn near 2 people. Now, so we got to get on the frequency now. We got to do this thing or whatever. You either going to do God's thing or you're going to do the white man's thing. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to worry about all the other stuff. You see what I'm saying? Now, nobody don't want to do the spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about going and jumping up and down in no church because that's not spirituality. You see what I'm saying? That's slavery. Now, they said that, number one, it is a man-made phenomenon that they did send the plutonium up. They said, but don't worry, the people from Jupiter already got it under control. Because Jupiter is about 10 times larger than the Earth, number one. It's the biggest planet we got. Number two, they said that all they did is directed it to a part of the Jupiter that they don't use nowhere, something like a desert. You know what I'm saying? Some barren land that they don't use. And basically, you know, Jupiter, basically most of the planet, most of the people stay on the inside of the planet anyway. Even though we got the spiritual masters here, but we probably got the most people on the outside of the planet than anybody. Most of the people stay on the inside of the planet. You see. So now, they said they already done lined it off and they got it straight. They said, but on the 16th, you can send your energy. And when you send your energy to direct that love and direct that protection, you will karmically go up on the initiation pole. You understand what I'm saying? So send your particular energy. Now this is the key. Now, let's go into the science of Jupiter. And why would they want to blow up Jupiter? And it goes something like this. Number one, we know that the Siggy ceremony that the Dogon does every 60 years, they did on April the 23rd of 1994. Now we know that Saturn was supposed to be aligned with Jupiter based on the Siggy ceremony. Right? I spoke in New York one day, the next day they did it. And I went to Detroit. And then we had our own Siggy ceremony on the Western Hemisphere in Atlanta at Florence Jackson Academy. And because there's no such thing as geographical location on the spirit world, we was right there. So we helped repolarize it, the black people in the Western Hemisphere. And the psychics that was on hand said we were right there in the circle with the Dogon and we had the mothership right overhead. And we threw down on this particular ritual. If they had a good one there, they couldn't take nothing from what we did. We threw down with the best we knew how. You understand? So now, we know that Saturn is supposed to be realigned with Jupiter. And we understand when this happens, it is the birthday of Osiris, or Osar. And Osar is also Heru. They're one and the same. Osar is killed, and then he rises up through his son. Right? That's the resurrection. It's through his son, right? Okay now. We know that that's the birthday of Osiris or Nomo, and Nomo is in the level of the fish, which is also the Christ, the Pisces, which is the Christ. So therefore, we're talking about the Christ energy that you've been waiting for all in the Bible and has been prophesied all over the world, whether it be the Mahdi, whether it be the Messiah, whether it be the Christ. You understand? Whether it be Nomo, whether it be Heru, we know when that figure goes comes in, that is supposed to bring the Christ figure back on the planet, or the Christ energy, because there's more than one Christ figure. And there's a whole race on Christ that's you, because you all were gods at one time. Check? Yeah. Now, what's happening is this. White people on TV, just watch all the religious shows. One white guy, they have a good one, it comes on TBS. Y'all get the superstation up here, right? TBS. There's one that come on Sunday night. Even though it's some Christians, they be dropping a little bit of science. One white man say, great God Almighty, the Christ is almost back on the planet based on the calculations that we got. They say he almost here. But they looking for some damn white man. You know what I'm saying? And when the brother come, they gonna try to stone him. You understand? They're spit in his damn face. But you know what? The beautiful part about this is the AMEs, the CMEs, the Baptists, and all of the black churches in the world gonna stone him too. Because even though they tell you all this and they put up that black Jesus Christ, he's not. It would be beautiful if it's some cosmic black man that come down and they go, oh, I know you the Christ. But it ain't working like that. Because God is coming like a thief in the night. It's going to be the brother that they stepped over to go in the church, in the gutter. That's the Christ that's coming back. That's the beautiful part about this. That's why y'all ain't going to get it. That's the, he said he's coming like you know not the time or the hour. And he coming like a thief in the night. He's coming like a thief in the night, right? You see, the ultimate click to this whole thing is, he's not coming in the person that you admire, like the pillar of the society that the white man tried to put up. He's coming back as little Willie in the pool hall that even you want to kick him up his ass when you see him. Because it's got to be the lowest point. If you go to the missions of Heru, they say he's born. They say when Osiris comes back, or Osar comes back as Heru, he's going to be raised in the West with humble parents. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, and sometimes that brings on a little bit of humility. You get arrogant when you get your little education, as the white man do. Inflates the ego. So now the click to this thing is why the churches ain't going to get it, and damn so the white man ain't going to get it. Because they're going to say, well, where's Christ? They say, you got him locked up. He in the prison, you got him locked up. You see, this is what the aliens have already said, we can't help you. They said, what you mean you can't help us? They said, we can give you the information, but we cannot take you off the planet. They say, well, can we be helped? They say, you probably can. They say, how can you be helped? They say, you got him locked up in the prison. The people that's supposed to help you got him locked up. Now, that's a hell of a thing. You got to go to some man you got locked up and say, hey, can you help me? You listen to what I'm saying here? Because it's taking it all off the level of some stuff that's outside of you. You understand what I'm saying? It's outside of you. Taking it all off this level. You see, it ain't going to be the ones that you admire. It ain't going to be the ones with the big jobs. You see what I'm saying? It ain't going to be the ones, your illustrious scholars that you done went crazy over in Harlem. And you done went crazy on this Afrocentric thing. Yeah. It's not going to be them. You understand what I'm saying? You see, it's not going to be them at all. Now, the key to this whole thing is this Christ thing is supposed to be back. Now, they know about this figure ceremony that aligns Saturn and Jupiter. They know that Saturn is called a black planet in Kabbalistic lore. And they know that the breakdown of Saturn, the same breakdown of Saturn is the number 418, and the number 418 is the number of melanin. They know this. They know that Saturn was the incubator house, because Richard Hoagland tells you in NASA that Saturn is a dimension. It's not a planet. That's why the rings around it is the debris that get caught in space. And it's a dimension. They said it was an incubator house that used to house another planet, and that other planet used to be Earth. So when you fell, you fell out of Saturn, the other dimension, where you lived in a melanated state along with the melanin that you are. You fell out, and this is what they call the fallen god. You're going to go into some mysteries on the devil tonight.
All right.
We'll go into some stuff on Lucifer tonight.
Go ahead, brother.
You understand what I'm saying? The white man tell you to fear Lucifer. Now, I know the Christians going to mess up on this. You better line up with Lucifer. We ain't talking about the Lucifer that the white man is, because there's only one devil, and that's the white man. But if he's telling you about a doggone Satan, that's your man, because anybody that he's scared of, it's got to be your boy. You mean to tell me, wait a minute, hold on now. You mean to tell me you scared of this man and you scared of what he going to do to you? Then I'm with him, because I know that on this earth plane, you my devil. Now, that Saturn, this Saturn is known, this particular Saturn is known as ancient Satan. You go study the Kabbalistic book. See, you got to go and take this stuff beyond just the mythology in the Bible and even the Quran. That's good moral teaching. You know, the Quran was sent to a savage people to learn the nature of the indigenous Arabians. You know, they had and it was amazing. They have, every now and then they have these exhibits. They had one about Jerusalem. They had one about Arabia in 1989. We went to this Saudi Arabia exhibit. We saw all these blue-black people, which is the masses of the people. But they put them damn mutants on there to let you see that when they show them on TV set. So we know that these particular books came because at one time your nature, you didn't need those books. And your older books was talking about the transformation of the soul, not moral doctrine. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Book of Coming Forth by Day got 1 page of moral doctrines, the 47 negative confessions, the 47 laws of Maya. The rest of the book is talking about going to Godhood. Okay? Now, ancient Saturn is called ancient Satan. Now, there's a mystery in this devil. You got to get it. You got to get it. I already checked it out. They say, you correct, brother. And the sister said, well, I didn't say nothing. But, you know, she's been in the spiritual realm all her life. She said it came to her back in the 70s. Scared the shit out of her. She said, but there's some things. We're going to go into that tonight. We're going to go into that tonight. Now, ancient Saturn being this black planet of melanin, and our planet fell from that. You'll call the fallen sons of Set in your book of Enoch that's taken out of your Bible. You see what I'm saying? Now, you got 18 books out. The preacher don't know nothing about it because the doggone books, the books that are explaining the greater mysteries, they took them out. They took them out because they want to carve the Bible into a slave religion, even though you got juice in it. You understand? But we ain't got time to decipher all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? We're trying to get out of this stuff now. So, you got Saturn and Jupiter aligning. Jupiter is known as the judgment of Osiris. Jupiter is also a Banu planet, and the Banu is the Banu bird, which is the phoenix. And the phoenix rising is the Christ rising. Blue and gold is the color of Jupiter, which is inside of the body of Christ. Blue and gold. Well, didn't Awas come and say, Thunderdog come and say, give him a blue candle and a yellow candle, can of gold? Check. Check. Not Thunderdog. Jupiter is also called the Thunderbolt. We getting somewhere now. See what I'm saying? How this stuff is lining up? Because we unleashed this particular, we went into the Pittenson Mounds on April the 8th, 9th, and 10th, same time Awas came before, in 1904, that gave the white man the extension that ended on April 8th, 9th, and 10th. It ended, and at that time we opened up a porthole in space. We opened this thing up, and it's open now. You understand what I'm saying? But you're trying to get reparations, you ain't trying to get out of this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? You see? This shit is serious. Okay, excuse the curse, but I'm saying, look, it's serious. You understand? I'm talking to you in the only language I know. To the brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? I ain't up here talking no Shakespeare, those dying, and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Doggone preacher born in Mississippi and talking like he from damn England. I ain't giving you that. You gotta check out what I say.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Check out what I say. Now, this Thunderdog, we open up this thing and its colors is blue and gold. And I told you to build your altars to Thunderdog. Remember? Who built the altars?
I did.
How many people built the altars? You got to build your altars to Thunderdog. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Because now we're lining this thing up with Jupiter. All right. First of all, one of my teachers, because everybody always come to me asking me, but you talking about meditate, but I want to know how to do it. Well, one of the men that taught me is a brother by the name of Brother C. Freeman L. Now, if you want to know how to get in the spirit realm, you understand what I'm saying? And I know everybody talking about, I'm having problems with it, meditation. Every time I come, somebody tell me they got problems with meditation. Don't miss this man when he comes. One of his masters is Yogananda. Everybody know the book, The Autobiography of a Yoga. He's a 44 vibration number, which means he is a psychic. He deals in the spirit realm. He does. He deals in the spirit realm. C. Freeman L., he's going to teach you how to meditate, and he's going to tell you things on the spiritual realm on what you need to do. So this baby is lining up things, so it won't be no excuse. He's coming on what? The Friday, July the 22nd of this year. Come out and see Brother C. Freeman L. He's instrumental in teaching me things on the spirit realm. You see what I'm saying? He's instrumental in doing that and all, and I'm glad because he came out of the middle of nowhere in Atlanta. We went into a cosmic realm before Christmas. When we got back after Christmas, he was already on the scene and started teaching. And all of the people that was his students ended up going and opening up their vortex because we already knew what to do. Straight up, all the ones in students. The other people that was there, when we met with the spirits were saying, hey, some of these people ain't right. But the ones that was advanced was this man's students. You understand what I'm saying? So don't miss out on this brother, tall brother. You understand what I'm saying? He's a Moor also too. Now, I wanted to put that there. Now, some of your elder gods are on Jupiter. So this is the energy that the white man don't want to release. Some of the elder gods are on Jupiter, the great old ones. It's lying right up with this Vodun thing. You understand? Now, see, the first thing about the first thing about this, when Bush was in Haiti, he said, I don't give a damn if them Haitians drown out there. Now all of a sudden, they're interested in Aristide and they're interested in the welfare of Haiti. Haiti done been over there as a black nation for the last 200-300 years. They ain't never touched no Haiti. Now all of a sudden, they're interested in Haiti. You understand? The whole Aristide thing is to try to neutralize Haiti because they know that seat of power in the Western Hemisphere holds the key on the Vodun spirits, even though you got a lot of Haitians that's lost in their mind. But it don't make no difference. You see what I'm saying? And it don't make no difference. We're talking about battling with the gods and not necessarily the Haitians. But some of the priests are insane. You understand? And even if they're not, if they're dealing with it, the gods will still know what to do. They know what to do anyway. So now all of a sudden this Aristide thing comes up during the same time of the Jupiter. Because the elder gods or the Vodun gods in the other form is close to Hemmitt. Well, Egypt doesn't exist anymore. It's an Arab nation. You understand what I'm saying? It's an Arab nation. You see, the only part of Hemmitt that ever started being utilized again, other than the white people in the cult, you started doing it recently. You understand what I mean? But you into the historical aspect of it. You want to name all the damn pharaohs and name all the gods, but you don't want to utilize nothing. You see what I'm saying? You don't even believe in half of it, because most of us don't believe in the spirit or God or nothing. You see what I'm saying? Now, isn't it funny that this whole Haitian thing comes into play along the same time that the Jupiter thing comes into play? Not that the Jupiter thing came into play on April 23rd. Now, some of those elder gods. Heru, his name is Sibarez. Heru, it means the star in the south, i.e. Jupiter. We're talking about a Christ vibration. Heru Upshet means the planet Jupiter. Jupiter means light bringer. Lucifer means light bringer. You see, anything the white man tell you to be against, you got to study and get closer into it. You know, doggone well, the one thing about the white man, he don't have enough time on the planet to be messing with stuff that don't work. So if the white man is in it, if it don't work, the white man don't mess with it. See what I'm saying? The white man don't mess with it, you see. But all of a sudden, they're tapping into stuff dealing with Lucifer. Now, there is negative energy. That's the white man in his nature, period. But when I go into this stuff on this Lucifer stuff, I'm going to tell you what this stuff really is. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't have all the stores, Samuel Weiser, Magical Child, and all these particular stores down there for no reason. And I brought some stuff. Y'all bear with me. I brought some stuff. I got a new book that's coming out. The manuscript right here is called AWAS, The White Man's Devil of Darkness in the Light of Evolution. And in here, I'm going to show you a picture of the devil. Drawn by Levi in the 1800s. That Aleister Crowley is supposed to be a reincarnation of him. He reincarnated over and over again. And I'm going to show you some things on this picture of the devil, and I'm going to run this stuff, and I'm going to show you some stuff. Now, everything all right? Everybody still cool? Okay, cool. Now, it means the light bringer. Now, hold that point. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, right? For you people in astrology. The white horse in the book of Revelations is also, go check out Massey, is also a form of the Christ. In the form of the Christ. The white horse in the book of Revelations is also Sagittarius, and it's also Jupiter. Okay? Now, that white horse, you got two of them. You got the book of Revelation, you got the black horse, and you got the white horse. Right? Ain't none of them dealing with no powers of evil at all. The black horse is soot, as soot, which means black. The white horse represents the offspring of the black, which is Heru, the Christ vibration. And the white horse is triumphant, but they say a pale horse coming on it rides death. Because in the book of Ecclesiastes, Jesus is coming back, or the Christ is coming back to neutralize. He's coming back with the sword in his hand. That's why they say, in my hand is my sword, Heru says, let it strike at thy bidding. Right? That sword is UFOs. They're not talking about a little sword. He come up here with a little sword, he can get his behind whipped with the crack. They're talking about sword, they're talking about cosmic governmental forces. Everybody with me? Now, Jupiter, there's a book you need to get, and I think the name of the book is, each planet has a certain breakdown or a certain metal that goes with it. Each planet. The metal for Jupiter is silica. Now, this is where it gets real interesting. Check this out. Jupiter the Thunderbolt, which is Thunderdog. I already told you it was blue and gold. And y'all supposed to be setting up your altars. Get the blue and gold on your altars before Saturday. When is the 16th? Saturday or Sunday? Saturday. Y'all do it. How many people was at my lecture? And some of you people didn't go home and do this yet. Get it on there. They didn't give it to us for no reason when we open up the porthole. Get it on there by Saturday. We dealing with stuff now. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Thunderdog, real key, which is the Christ counterpart that touched down on the Indian reservations or the native reservations, which those natives is black people, come from the same Syrian complex. The infectoid powers fears the black races. This is coming from UFO literature, occult literature written by white people. The infectoid powers fears the black races, kept them subjugated and confused, for they hold the key to knowledge. Their genetic clan information is needed to unlock the advanced secrets from Sirius data, the star Sirius that you came from. The segmented data units is also carried by the Indian, Native American, and the black Indian in India clans some of which were originally from the fourth planet of the Sirius star system. Now, we've already, with the grace of God, we've already made that union and opened up that porthole, and we freed some of the bodies in the Indian reservation. We freed some of those bodies. And we opened up that vortex, and it's open now. We did it on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of April. We went back on the 19th. Some of us went to Louisiana. I went to Louisiana and did a ritual on the Phoenix Mounds of the Washita Nation, which is the black woman that's got to own all this land. And the Washita Nation is the nation of Awas. It's the children of Awas. I went and did something on the Phoenix Mound, and the Jupiter is symbolizing the Phoenix, which is the new bird of return, which is the Christ figure. Osiris and Heru are the Phoenix, which Osiris and Heru is supposed to be the great judge. Okay? Now, I went there. Some of the other group went back to the Pipson Mounds in Jacksonville, Tennessee. One of them went back to Thunderdog and his mound. I went to the Phoenix Mounds in Louisiana. Why? Because I supposed to have gone and did the ritual in the Phoenix Mound, because the Phoenix Mounds and all of that, it was involving the Christ vibration of the Phoenix on the planet, which you are the Christ vibration. But it was also geared around me because they labeled me as the Phoenix, and I had to go on this particular mound because the Empress came and told me. She said, brother, you got to go on the mound. I said, why? You the Phoenix and you got to go on the mound. I'm like, why? Why me? You the Phoenix and you got to go on the mound. And we did this ritual. Took a 4-hour ritual and did this ritual. Now, which is also relating to Jupiter. Now, let's get with this. The metal silica. Now, I'm going to show you why the white man has got to blow up Jupiter. This is the clinch. Now, check this out. The metal silica is the metal of Jupiter. There's a red book, and I doggone it, I should have got the book. But what happened was, is the stuff on Jupiter, I was coming up and I was going to give a whole nother lecture. I was going to give the stuff on the devil, but I didn't have the first part of the lecture. And I went to Detroit the day before I came here the last time. And a brother, big brother with an afro, come up to me and he give me papers on Sirius. I said, brother, that's you. Brother, you beautiful. He said, no, you beautiful. I said, well, whatever, we beautiful. Whatever. I said, brother, you beautiful. He give me these papers on Sirius. Got this big fro. I said, that's a nice fro. You know, that's back in style with the IQ thing. He said, no, brother. I've been wearing my fro since 1972. I said, oh, so you done caught all kind of scrutiny in the 80s and in the early 90s with that big fro walking around here. But remember now, it's always the strange ones among you, that they are a pillar of society. They are a pillar of society. Them the ones that are dead. If they're the strange ones among you, those are the ones that's in truth. Because if you are not neurotic in a place like this, you are dead. So some of you that's going crazy now, it's good. That means you're supposed to be on the agitation. You understand? That's good. That's why I kept telling you. Roll with the doggone craziness. Because that's what's going to be changed. You understand what I'm saying? Check? Check. All right, now. I'm in the airport. He gave me this big stack of papers. I left the papers in Atlanta. I didn't even go through them all. It's so much. But all of a sudden, 2 of the papers end up in the airport in my notes. I said, wait a minute, hold on. These aren't supposed to be here. They're supposed to be in what's called it. They end up, I look and it end up in the notes and it's on Jupiter. See how the spirit works? I looked down, I said, oh my God. This is what I'm supposed to reveal to New York tonight. You understand what I'm saying? New York. Okay. We know 2 advanced places. New York. Atlanta is one because that's New Atlantis. But God must love you. Let me go into this right quick before I go into the silica. put my pen, because I'm going to show you something. God must love you all, because most of you supposed to be dead right now. I'm not talking about in the past. Went to Jacksonville, Florida. Got a sister there. Sister don't leave the house. All she does is channel all day. Spirit come up in there, she be like, you better get out of here. You the wrong one come up and she be cussing them out like people. You better get out of here. What the hell you doing to come up in this door? She don't leave the house. So some of the brothers that I went in church in Jacksonville, they in touch with her. So they was telling her, well, Brother Bobby Hemmitt is going to the Phoenix Mound. She said, oh yeah, I already know about it. He going on the 19th. So when you on that mound in the 19th and you hear a joke, New York and LA is going under. Say New York and LA is going under. They're going to get the big one on the 19th of June. Okay. I said, well, what's going to happen, going to happen. Maybe something good will come out of it. Now, tell you the reason why. Okay, we go to the mound. The spiritual sister, the one that I'm in touch with, one of the most advanced ones on the planet. I'll tell you something about her. One of her spirits is right now in the Sphinx in Kemet. It's in there. It's been there. One of her spirits. Part of her spirit is in the Sphinx in Kemet. The other part of her spirit is in Atlanta. There's real deal stuff that's going on now. I'm telling you some stuff. Okay. On the 19th, she's supposed to fly into the Phoenix Mound, because I say, no, we're going through this ritual, and I got to have a spiritual seer there to tell us the events, what's going on. But she said, I got to go out to California, because my son is graduating on the 18th. And I'll fly in that morning. I had the plane ticket and everything, and I'll fly in that morning and be with you all on the mounds in about 11 o'clock. I'm coming in. She gets to the airport and they bump her behind. Now this is a spiritual sister. If she's supposed to be there, they're not going to bump her. See what I'm saying? Because all I did the last time I was in Atlanta, I was supposed to be in New York, and I said, and the woman said, no, this ticket you got to pay $135. I said, I had the money yesterday to pay the money because it was one of those tickets I had to reactivate. She said, it's past the date. She said, you're supposed to flown on this ticket again around, in a month's time. It's past the month, you got to pay $135. I said, but the man yesterday told me I didn't have to pay nothing, and I don't want to spend the damn money. I said, I ain't got nothing but $50. She said, I'm sorry, cracker, racist cracker. She said, I'm sorry, but I can't do nothing. And she insisted. And I just dropped my head and I called Thunderdog and I hit her with a bolt of lightning. Because Thunderdog said, what you want to do is you hit people. Even if it's a cracker. I hit her with a bolt of lightning. When I woke up, I said, all I got is $50. I said, all I got is $60. She said, give me 50. I said, okay. Walked on the plane. Now, if this spiritual sister's supposed to be on the mounds on one of these crucial days, she gets bumped. But what happened was, L.A. said, well, we got you out here, but we need you to hold up L.A. along with some other people. You see, when I heard that it was supposed to be L.A. and New York supposed to go under, they said, yes, it does supposed to go under. But they have a certain amount of souls, advanced souls, that they're going to have to hold it up. Why? Not because the earth said we tired of white people, we're going to go under. And L.A. being the media beast, they were going to take it under. But they said it's got so many black people up there. They said that they didn't want to go under because it would hurt black people because you all ain't together. You see, if y'all was together in L.A., you could have killed a cracker on the West Coast on the 19th. So the earth said, well, damn whether they together or not, I'm going under. Gaia says, one of them ancient names of earth is Gaia. Gaia said, I don't give a damn about these Negroes. I'm tired of them. I'm going under. So therefore, they had to get these advanced souls. The hierarchy said, well, we'll send advanced souls because the earth said they're going down. Because the earth is an entity within itself. It's got a kundalini also. And the Mayans used to do this ritual to unleash the kundalini in the earth.
There it is, right behind your head.
You see? Right. Right. To unleash that kundalini. So Gaia said, I'm going under. But what happened was, so the hierarchy sent advanced souls. So when she got out there to her son's graduation, she ended up having to stay. So I get on the mound. I get on the mounds. They sent another spiritual seer. She said, brother, the phoenix is right there. She said, it's right there in your navel. So I'm thinking, it's right there in your navel, and it's going to rise. I said, well, I hope it rises. I said, God, I hope this thing rises. I said, you think it's going to rise? She said, if you ready for it, it's going to rise. Okay, I said, cool. All right. Now, I knew the week before that the spirit took me and threw me off the bed and bust my head open because I wasn't meditating. And so what happened was, I wasn't meditating. So what happened was, Obatala and them sent a special current. So they sent this current, and because I wasn't meditating, I went in there and did like, I got down there, because the queen left out of town for like 2 weeks. So I said, I'm just going to chill, you know. What the heck, you know. Gonna chill. Ain't clean up nothing. Junk everywhere, all over the place. No, I ain't washing no dishes or nothing. I'm gonna live like a hermit. Hemmitt, hermit. Hey, cool. So, I said, I ain't meditating nothing. I'm gonna get stupid now. You got water? Yeah, I got water. I'm cool. I'm rolling. I said, okay now. I'm up in there, and so one day I decided I'm gonna meditate. I meditated for 10 minutes or so. I'm tired of this stuff. And I opened the channel enough for the energy to come in, and it lift me off the bed and bust my head open up here. And then put me back on the bed, and I woke up in a pillow full of blood. It was powerful stuff. Okay. Now, make a long story short, I knew this phoenix was supposed to rise. Now, I go, and while I'm on the mounds, I meet another spiritual sister that flew in from California. And she said, yep. She said, you right. Now, I got up from 3 people. The sister in Jacksonville says it's going under, New York and L.A. The sister in, my spiritual sister that's in, the one that I'm in touch with, she went to L.A. She said it's going under. She said, but it might be some souls to hold it up. And this other sister that came from L.A., she said, I am a member of Yogananda. That's my master. So we dealing with spiritual masters here. So that's my master. And so she said, somebody's holding it up. Do you know who it is? I said, I don't know. Can you tell me? She said, nope. So the next day, somebody said, that's what's there with Yogananda. I said, oh. So one of the souls that's holding it up is Yogananda. So I stepped to her. I said, is Yogananda holding up? She said, you damn right he is. Now, we don't know what soul saved you in New York. Obviously, somebody held it up. But there was a soul that saved you in New York. You see what I'm saying? But spiritually, I knew that something might not go on because my mother was up here a whole week, and I said, dang, she gonna get killed too? I said, well, maybe not. So, we don't know what soul it was, but it was a soul that held you up, and one of the sisters that I'm dealing with helped held this thing up. Now, this is the key on what's going down, on why they gotta blow up Jupiter. I told you this particular stuff called silica, right? Right. Listen. It says silica is found in the organism of the brain and the nervous system.
All right.
Come on now.
Sagittarius, look out.
And it is a biochemical cell salt.
Yes.
Attributed to the sign of Sagittarius.
Hello.
That is ruled by the planet Jupiter.
Look out.
Silica is a substance that enables the light forces of the cosmos to permeate the body on the earth.
Come on. All right.
As demonstrated by further explanations of the coast, whatever that is. And brings to mind one of the most ancient names for Jupiter, which is Lucitus, or Lucifer, the light bringer.
Look out.
Okay, ready? In Italy, it was worshipped on the summit of the hills in the closest sky and the night and the light. Now, this is the key right here. I want to deal with this a little bit. Now, Jupiter is Thunderbolt, which is Thunderdog. Told you to build a thing. Everybody all right? Are you getting this down?
Yeah.
You get the tape and all, or you like Brother Reverend Valentine said, your spirit will understand. I like that one. Your spirit will understand. Okay. Now it says, okay, the white man is trying to shoot down the light inside the black man and black woman by blowing up Jupiter. Now, this is the note. This is the note. Without the light of Jupiter, remain would remain imprisoned in the darkness of the earth. Check? Now, this is what the deal is. Jupiter rules the pituitary gland. And the pituitary gland is the gland that massages the pineal gland, which is your third eye.
There you go.
Check?
Check.
Which is governed and run by the chemical substance melanin, which makes you the light bringer because you are the Lucifer that fell from Saturn, the black planet of melanin. Everybody with me? Check? Check. Now, what's happening is the pituitary gland massages the pineal gland. So they say, whatever it is, go get your book and find out what the pituitary gland looks like, and then imagine the pituitary gland massaging your pineal gland. Go find out what that looks like.
All right.
Go get C.W. Ledbetter's book, The Chakras. Good book, because it's got the picture of the pineal gland and the pituitary gland in the brain. Get that particular,
I think it's supposed to be shaped like a pea.
right. Look at the pituitary gland and imagine it in your mind. And then imagine it massaging it. And this is going to open it up for you.
All right.
Okay? We're going to tell you to go into some mysteries of sex. Hierarchy say, you got to get them on the sex tantra. That's going to open you up, is the sex. We're going to tell you how to do all that tonight. We're going all night.
All right, brother.
All right? Because this is warfare. This is the spiritual realm, okay? Now, it massages the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. So, they say when Saturn and Jupiter is aligned based on the Siggy ceremony of the Dogon people and the Hemmitt ceremony, which was held in Hemmitt every 120 years and the Dogon every 60 years, and which makes two, the Siggy makes two Egyptian Hentys. The Egyptian Henty is the Osirian, the Osirian birthday, or the Osiris birthday, which means the end of eternity that unleashes a Sokar ship, which Sokar is also a death ship. UFOs, okay? It's all over the sky right now. Now the thing about it is this, look, you all gotta listen to what I'm telling you. I ain't got no damn money. I ain't got no motherfucking car. See what I'm saying? Like I said before, if your car get broke down in Atlanta, you get on the train, you might see me on that baby. I come to Atlanta, I don't have no limousine service. I took the train to the lecture. You understand? I have some other little clothes, a little stuff to put on, but it's so hot, I say, cool. I'll wear that tomorrow and stuff. Now, I'm trying to come to you in a humble state to try to tell you that we can get out of this shit if you all believe in what I say. You understand what I'm saying? Because I ain't telling you nothing. I ain't telling you to follow me. I ain't like no doggone raw nepper telling you to bow to me. Bullshit. Brotherhood done told me about the nigga. The hell with that. I'm going to tell you what the Brotherhood say. The Brotherhood say raw nepper is getting his stuff from E-Wallace Budge because he damn sure ain't getting it from us. Because we stopped giving that nigga transmissions a long time ago. Like I told you before, when the ego sets in, it blocks the transmission. And therefore you got to fend for yourself. And therefore you start compromising with the white man. See what I'm saying? You see what I mean? I ain't no Charlotte. Came down to Atlanta. Atlanta started asking him Bobby Hemmitt questions. Well, Raul Nepper, what about the mothership? I don't deal with that. Raul Nepper, what about the destruction? I don't deal with that. Y'all got to be wary of these doomsday prophets. Well, I want to know, why wouldn't you want a damn doomsday on a system that's mashing your people in the damn mud? I got problems with a nigga that don't want this shit to end. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to be wary of niggas like that. But you know in his book, he said you got to make friends with white people, with the devil, in his first book. You understand what I'm saying? And he also He had to say that shit because he knew that he wanted to sell them doggone books in the white stores. They don't take no doctor. Them books in the white stores, they don't take nothing in them white stores. But his book is on the shelf in all the white metaphysical bookstores. Check, am I lying? So therefore, he got an audience that he got to deal with, and he's dealing with the money shit. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I got a problem when I got to have a doggone question and answer that I got to go up and bow to a damn nigga. When it is not written in my law that ye are gods.
That's right.
If I'm God, why I'm bowing to you? You understand what I'm saying? That's the deal with these charlatans. Why am I bowing to you? Now, I don't know. Okay, well, fine. Some of you might be on Somerset Society. But I know what I saw when he came to Atlanta. And every time he come to Atlanta, you go ask him a question. You got to go up and bow to him. But is it not written in your law that ye are gods? And be ye perfect like I am. So damn it, why don't you bow to me? You might see me in the project one day bowing to a nigga that's on the ground drunk. Ain't he worthy of it too? You understand what I'm saying? Who put the black man and black woman that's down on their luck on the pedestal? Like I say, y'all gonna step right across them niggas to go to church to see the Messiah. And then when you get there, whatever say, well, my son is outside if you want to get saved, and you just stepped over him. You see what I'm saying? Check. Now, what I'm dealing with is, they said that the singing ceremony was supposed to unleash the Christ energy. Well, right here in the document that fell into my lap today, which is the channel, they say, well, brother, we've been giving you information. We give you that information. You ain't thought of nothing on your own. We give you this. You understand what I'm saying? So that purifies it with me. Okay, the ego is gone now. Because that means that I didn't have an original idea on none of my tapes. I didn't have an original idea on none of my tapes. All of it came from the brotherhood. All praises due.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Oh, yeah.
It says, so you ain't running nothing here. You ain't brilliant. And the people don't need to bow down to your black ass because we gave you this.
That's right.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes, sir.
We gave you this. So now, fell into my lap. They say, brother, we've been giving you the channels because you ain't like the sister. See, you ain't like the sister. The sister get it this way in her ear. You get it through the research. But isn't it funny that the sister keep telling me, brother, you changed my life when you came in and started teaching me this stuff. See how it works? Ain't nobody better than her. They say God give all of us talent. And if we tap into the talent, we would be so busy doing what we got to do, we wouldn't have time to be jealous of other people at all. We'd be doing our thing, we wouldn't even have time to say, I'm so busy doing my thing, I ain't got time to be jealous of the other brother. You check? You see where I'm coming from? Now, the Christ energy is on the planet. In the paper, they just told you that Jupiter, without the light of Jupiter, the soul would remain imprisoned in darkness. You understand where I'm coming from? So now, when they said that the Sigil ceremony was going on, and it's supposed to unleash the Christ figure on the planet, everybody think of some man walking the water with a white man, some white man or some black man. You know, you done gone to the black man with dreadlocks walking the water. I'm saying, you know, ain't nothing wrong with understanding. This is, you know, image is important. I understand that. But the key is what they're saying is that the people walking the water is all of you. You are the 144,000. You are the light bringers. So when they're saying this stuff about Jupiter, now you got to understand that number one, if they're saying now the white man just came out straight out and told you it's a damn comet. So now they are not going on the premise that they're trying to fake an alien attack. Well, why did you send a bomb there then? They sent the bomb.
All right.
They sent the bomb to blow it up because they know the Sigil ceremony had already happened in April, and in the summer months, dog days with the dog star, what they say it's going to happen from July 16th to the 23rd, and the 23rd is the heroic horizon of Sirius. Dog days. Check. Your particular New Year's Day, all the way up into August. But all this is dog day. It's not just one particular day. It's all of this. So therefore, the Sigil ceremony Okay. All right. Okay now. They have said, okay. Huh? The number? Black Media's number is 404, area code 404 756 9658. Got that? Okay. All right. Now, before I get into the missions of sex, you back on yet? You back on yet?
You went downstairs. Right back.
Okay. Well, I needed a break anyway, shit. Oh, man. Yeah, what else? Huh? You ready? Huh? St. Kumar? That's a new one called Awas, the White Man, Devil of Darkness. That's on the devil. I'm going to get into that in 2 minutes.
All right.
Okay. All right. You ready? It's on, right? Okay. Now, Papa Yede governs the sex. The sex is a short path to raise your kundalini. Now, we're going to tell you how to raise your kundalini through sex. One thing is this about sex. When you deal with sex, you have been trained to, especially the males and the females too, but the females get a little more out of it than the males. You have been trained to go straight for the climax. Or some of you say for the nut, whatever. But now, I want you to look back and I want you to think back to everybody that you have had sex with. When you have sex, and you think back on when you're having sex, you never, let's say, for some of you never had sex before, but some of you who had it, whether it's been last week your first time or whether it's been 10,000 years the first time. Now, see, I know this sounds all messed up. It sounds like some nigger stuff, but see, you've been messed up in religion. It's got you all scared of what the gods are. Sex is the gift for the gods. You want to know how the gods rule, and you want to know how the gods feel like, and you want to feel like to be a god. You know when you just about to get that thing, that climax, you know that part what it feel like? That's a touch of what the gods is like. That moment is a touch of the spiritual force on what it is like. Check now. So it sounds funny to you, but look. Everything else that you supposed to have been praying and celibate and all that kind of stuff ain't got you nowhere. Number one, the celibacy, they tell you to go on a vow of celibacy not because sex was seen as unclean, not because sex was seen as unholy. The vow of celibacy was to build up enough sperm for men, basically the solar-static energy, to raise your kundalini. If you wasn't raising the kundalini, you don't need to be celibate. The only reason why the Bible or some other things talk about that, because esoterically in the Kabbalistic stuff that it came from, you raise the kundalini based on the sperm count. So get you a lot of vitamin E. You know, get you some vitamin E to start building that sperm count, even for women, because the spiritual force is there. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, now check it out. You know, think back. Now, when you think back to the partners that you've had, or think back, it could be your wife, to make it don't seem all spooked out. We'll say married people, since y'all think you gotta be married to have sex. You keep things safe for all y'all religious fanatics. You remember, when you having sex, the only thing you can think about is, I want to get that climax. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't get that, you ain't satisfied. And a lot of women go away not satisfied because the man never understood how to bring her to that. Now, But if you think back to your past sexual encounters, and you think back to the times that you was having sex, you can't remember the climax. The things that you think back, and the only thing you have a memory on is the act of sex before you even got to the climax. You understand where I'm coming from? That's the part that you think back on when you have it. What I'm trying to get to is this. There's a spiritual act that goes on before you even climax. But because you are so geared to have sex so you can climax, you miss out on all of that. And that is the actual sex. What you need to do is to start having sex for those people who are lucky enough to have a damn partner. You know, but also too, once you get into the spiritual sexual tantra, you ain't got one, try the masturbation thing. I'm telling you, this is serious stuff. Get the book called, there's a book you need to get called The Art of Sexual Ecstasy. As well as the ancient book called The Tao of Sexuality. Go to Wise or wherever you got to go in New York to get your books. Now, you got to start learning sexual tantra. What happens is this. Try, especially the man, try to start having sex and try to eliminate ejaculation. Have sex and go to a point, and right before you go to that point, you know when it is, stop. And try to go all night without coming. Use expression. Okay? Sooner or later in your sexual activity, you're going to find out that things are going to start reversing. And when you do come, it's going to be a total letdown. You're going to be mad as shit. It's going to be a total letdown. Because you're going to reverse the process on what they told you how to animal level on how to do the thing. You see what I'm saying? Plus, if you do it this way, you can go all night. Now, but you want to take this energy and you want to do something with this energy. Because building up this sexual energy and doing nothing with it is just as bad as coming. And plus also too, when you get past 30, you're supposed to limit the amount of times that you ejaculate anyway, if you're a male. You see what I'm saying? If you do ejaculate, if you are having regular sex, you should only ejaculate no more than once a week. You understand? To let that sexual tension off. You know what I'm saying? No more than once a week. I know it gets hard sometimes. Now, huh? Yeah. Now, check it out. But you want to cultivate this sexual energy, right? Now, this is what you do. This is how you're going to start raising your kundalini. You're going to be in the art of sex. And both of you are going to go to the point when you're about to climax. Now, it might be a little messy the first time. You might just go ahead and just, oh, I couldn't do it. But after you do that a couple of times, you're going to learn how to control it. Because you got to get your body so you control it. You understand what I'm saying? You control it and stuff. I'm a pro at it now. You know what I'm saying? Now, and stuff. After a few fuck-ups the first time and all that. Now, pro at it now. Mr. Don Juan on the case, on the stuff now. We be 4 hours in it now. Straight up, just like the lecture. And after the damn lecture, I want to go to. But now check it out. What you're gonna do the series over the night. You want to do this. You want to go up until it's time to come. Now it might be 10 minutes for most of you, but if it takes 10 minutes, stop. But you want to go to the point where you want to come. Then you pull out before you do that. Both of you are up on a charge, because that's that spiritual energy, the solar phallic energy, right? Then you want to sit in a meditative position or just sit there and meditate and try to imagine the semen going back up and going up to your head. Do it for a while until you can't imagine it no more, until your body gets back right where you can go again, and then go in there again and do it again up to the point, and then you stop, imagine it again going back up, because that's the solar phallic energy. And after a while, that will start going up and it will raise your kundalini. Okay? It will raise your kundalini. thing is, you are a product of a solar ray. Okay? The rays from God, you see, our sun is nothing but a reflection of another sun, so that is nothing but a reflection. When you look at that sun, you're looking at Sirius. You see what I'm saying? Because when you go outside of the solar system, outside of the atmosphere, you don't see no sun. Where's the sun? It's black out there. Seems to me, close to get to the sun, the light it's supposed to be. But you see Sirius, the star out there. Your sun is, that Sirius is being magnified when you go into the electromagnetic force field of this atmosphere. Now, because Sirius is also called Archon. It's also called Ra. They said Ra the sun god. You thought it was just the sun. No, that's Sirius. And the reflection is the sun in Sirius. Now, that's the God, and you are a solar product of the God. And the energy from God comes in a liquid form, and that liquid traps the rays of the sun in it in its solar phallic energy, which is the sperm. You understand? So now when you bring it back up, you bringing that Syrian energy back up through your thing, and it's opening up your chakras and the kundalini. But since it's solar phallic energy, and that solar phallic energy that makes it, they say that you don't make the God. The God gives you that sperm, and that's where you could be reincarnated into the body. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to be reincarnated. But the God send that down. They say babies are made in heaven. And they send the energy through the sperm. Now, since it's the solar phallic energy that actually gets the woman pregnant, like I said before, if she was to take her body like they do in Tibet and put her vagina through the rays of the sun, she can have a baby without the male. And you know that because the first consort of any god on the planet was a goddess, and she didn't have no husband. The first one, she had a son. And then they started having consorts, the gods and the goddesses. You see what I'm saying? So, this is a way to open yourself up with solar phallic energy, and this is the mystery with Osiris, and you see all the penises all over the place. You see what I'm saying? And the mysteries of the mystery system is the mysteries of sex. That's why Dr. Ben ain't no 360 degrees, and we had all niggas up in the mystery system, and I wasn't duking no niggas, so doggone no, he wasn't in no real mystery system. See what I'm saying? Because you couldn't have a priesthood without the priestess. You see? And Sister Kefra and her group was not getting it on with the people in the mystery system over here. You know, that was the Egyptian, that was the Dr. Ben's counterpart of the girls' mystery, which we was learning metaphysical, geometry, and astronomy. For what reason, I don't know. Just to say we was doing something. So it was an Afrocentric modified version of Prince Hall. You understand what I'm saying? And we wasn't doing nothing. But when you understand real occultism and understand what white people are dealing, they're dealing with sexual tantra. So that's just one way to do it. There's several ways to do it. So you need to get into the sexual tantra to raise yourself up. It's a shortcut. You see what I'm saying? To do that particular thing. Now, like I said before, you gotta stop dealing on the mundane level, because the white man gonna kill you if you deal on the mundane level. He runs the mundane level, which means the physical level. So anything you do politically, socially, economically, you're still in his system. The real true way to get out of his system is to get out of it altogether, go to the spirit world. And you granted protection. Now the Minister Farrakhan is now on the mundane world because he's aligned himself with all the Uncle Tom Negroes. Those Uncle Tom Negroes like Ben Chavis, Jesse Jackson, and Fumi, they are products of the white man. So now when you hang out with them, the white man says, this is the realm that I got open up for my niggas, and you want to hang out here, therefore I run you. You understand what I'm saying? Therefore I run you. Okay. Therefore, they said he had an entity with him up to 1989. And if you look at him before 1989, homeboy is unstoppable. Minister Louis Farrakhan. Then in 1989, he started going more and more into the preacher way. And then by 1991, he got colon cancer, prostate cancer, like Dawood said. If the entity is with you in the spirit, you don't catch nothing. Not even AIDS. You don't catch nothing. That means that there's something going on that you have stopped doing, and therefore, because you stopped doing it, the brotherhood says, well, if you want to do it your way, we step back. And you are subject to all hell that goes on in the third dimension. You do it our way, we grant you life, prosperity, and immunity from death. See what I'm saying? Now, like I said, you want to get the immunity from death, start pouring those libations and lining yourself up with the gods, because like I told you, they tried to zap my behind down in Jacksonville, Florida. Some witches in the Cosmic Church of Christ. But when they came, I had them. Because I done poured my libation, the spirit was up in there, so they couldn't get through. So they tried to pull something when they invite me to their place. So they can zap my behind, because their place is made up for their gods, and my gods wouldn't be able to get through to protect me. So therefore, when college went to that college, and it was a white university, and all this stuff, and didn't have his protection, he only had some dumbass niggas, some fruits, and not the spirit, they got to it. And yes, they did get to him, well, despite what you think, oh, they didn't get to him. The Jews were successful. That operation was successful totally. They didn't mean to kill him. If they could kill him, the man got that close up, he could have shot him anyway up here. But he shot him in the hardest places to shoot somebody, in the legs, or the foot, or whatever. But the spirit realm has said that they did this because they now deal on another kind of warfare. They put toxins in the bullet, and it will magnify in his body, and he'll end up with Bob Marley or Harold Washington. You understand what I'm saying? They said if he doesn't go on a strict vegetarian diet, that poison, the toxins in the bullet, will magnify and kill him. So, the reason why all of a sudden New York Times, Barbara Walters, Good Morning America, Donahue, and all these people is inviting the Nation of Islam because the white people are into psychic warfare, and when you go in their realm, they put the mojo on your ass. See what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. So I asked Melchizedek, the first time I got in touch with Melchizedek, I said, well, what's up with Minister Farrakhan? Why is he aligning himself with these Uncle Tom niggas? They say he's scared. I said, Mr. Farrakhan scared? They said, no, he's not scared of his life. But the white man knowing that, because the white people got spies on the astral plane, like I said. So they say, check him out. They say, check him out. They say, okay, oh, he's hooked up with this order. Well, we can't mess with him on the third dimension. Then they go, check him out. Oh, he ain't hooked up on no order. He's trying to be Mr. Political Man, running around saying he the man. And ain't hooked up with the man up here. You the man, but you the man through him. Oh, then he in our realm, and we run this realm, so therefore we can kill him. But we don't want to kill him. We just going to step to him. We're going to step to him and tell him, hey, we're going to kill somebody in your family. So the cosmic hierarchy told me and the sister this. That they stepped to the Minister Farrakhan and threatened somebody in his family. This is what the cosmic hierarchy said. You may never know because niggas be fronting out here. So you got to take it with the spirit. And I'm not lying, because if I'm lying, they would chastise me. And I don't want no chastisement. So they stepped up and they said that they stepped to somebody and said they're going to kill somebody in his family. And you know when his cousins died at South Carolina State College last year, and they thought it was some suicide, but we don't know what the hell happened. Might have been a warning. Because they said he had the biggest Nation of Islamic recruitment on a college campus in the country. All of a sudden, this guy, who was the head of this thing, ends up hung in his room. You see what I'm saying? In the whole 9 yards. And he was Minister Farrakhan's nephew, sister's son. That's close. They said it was a whole lot of thing about some homosexuality, the reason why he killed himself, but shoot. Hey, I don't think that's nothing to kill yourself over. Anything, hey, quit the nation and come out of the closet. Boom. You know what I'm saying? You could have came and visited the faggot in New York when they had that event the last time and hung out there and all.
Naked and all.
And stuff. Now, but they say they stepped to him and it's scared. And all of a sudden he started compromising. All of a sudden he go on doggone Barbara Walters saying, I can get along with the Jews. He go out to doggone L.A. and say that we can save white people. You understand what I'm saying? All of a sudden the white man ain't a devil no more. Because he compromising. But you got to do it like this. They stepped to Winnie Mandela. They had her daughter. They said, we're going to kill her if you don't stop this stuff. Winnie Mandela said, kill her. Kill her. I can't sacrifice the doggone minute for the one. Kill her. She just died for the struggle. And like I said before, she is getting to go the places where you're trying to get to. She's getting there a little early. Either way, you win this war. You see what I'm saying? So you got to start dealing in the spiritual realm. And the reason why I know, because Sunday when the sister was telling me about the Osiris thing, she told me this. She said, brother, they're gonna try to attack you. She said, but they're going to be unsuccessful. She said, there's one thing you got to do to grant yourself unity with the brotherhood and be immune from the attacks from the white man. Because number one, they can't even get to me on this realm because I'm all hooked up. They said, don't go on no TV, on these cracker TVs, and don't get no interviews in these cracker newspapers. And we will do you all right. Remember my Honorable Muhammad say, watch them camels, they are funny things. See what I'm saying? They are funny things. And when you do that, that inflates your ego. Fame and fortune and money inflates ego. And the ego shuts down spirituality. You can't have that lower ego and try to get the divine ego. This ego wants to hang around. It's used to it. It's been living here 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It likes it. It wants to hang around. It wants to hang around. It's going to do everything to keep the divine ego from coming in. And the divine ego can only come in if this other ego, if it's high, it blocks it. Okay? So these are some things. Now, let's go to my last and final deal. Now we know that the ego is implanted in man to shut down the godhood. So now the white man, all he got to do if he want to keep you from to be on his realm is inflate your ego. And the brotherhood cannot protect you. That's why you got to be humble. That's why I don't mind getting on a train and riding to, or what you call it. Why? Why I'm going to do that? Why I'm going to take this kind of treatment? I ride the damn train in Atlanta. Why I'm going to get an attitude, you know what I'm saying? I like it. See what I'm saying? I don't mind this. You see? You got to be humble. It ain't about no what you call it. You got to be humble. Humility is the key to all of this. You see what I'm saying? I'm humble enough to sit with the brothers in the projects, on the street. I might even take a swig of liquor just to concentrate my unity with the brothers or whatever. I ain't doing no crack. I ain't shooting on no pipe. But I might indulge in a little libation, which I don't do, but I might do it that once because I love the people that much. See what I'm saying? Let's tell you a little story. Show you this. The reason why I am here speaking to you tonight is for one reason. I was an artist when I was young. I could draw photorealism, make it look just like the picture. I had another friend named Randy Brown. He could draw, make it look like the picture. He lived. Now, see one thing they tell you: poor people live like kings and queens in the South compared to poor people in the city. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Poor people in the city, and the whole 9 yards. Because everybody there got a house. Yeah. So therefore, that constitutes a certain amount of freedom that you don't get. Stacked like damn roaches on top of each other. You understand what I'm saying? But if you poor in the country, you got to be poor as hell. And my friend Randy was poor as shit, raggedy, and all this. On the other hand, I come from a family of school teachers. My uncles and aunts were some of the first people to open up the black colleges. So my great uncles were the first people to go to the first classes in the black colleges. I'm like third generation college. Everybody in the family. I don't know nobody. See? Okay. Oh, but I got a friend named Randy. And Randy is the poorest thing. Nobody in the town like them. They so damn poor and raggedy. You know how it is. But all I knew at an early age was Randy was my best friend, and I loved him. And everybody was saying, is Irene Shaw's grandson and Glacier Hemmitt, both of them prominent school teachers, hanging out with that old trash. All I know is you couldn't put a gun in my head to separate me from Randy. We used to go downtown stealing. We didn't steal from black people, but we'd go downtown and rip crackers off. And so we ripped crackers off. And man, Randy had him a pleather coat, a rubber coat. And Randy was open that pleather coat, and he had a line, and we could push everything up. He could damn near get a bicycle up there. All I know, and we used to steal in the whole 9 yards. But when I got, and this was a story in all of our lives. When I got to a certain age, Randy in the 8th grade missed too many days and had to stay back. I went on to high school and I got into the senior superlative, most talented, dressing all up, into the wind, the whole 9 yards, acting cool, everything. Randy quit school in 8th grade and Randy kept on stealing. I got out of all that. So when I'm in the 11th grade, we still good friends. I love him. When I'm in the 11th grade, Randy, there's some police robbed the bank in Mullen, South Carolina. Bunch of crackers and 2 or 3 black men. They robbing stores, they robbing banks, and nobody knowing who the hell it is. Some people know it's the damn cops, can't do shit about it. Okay? They robbing all these stores, right? Okay. Randy never had a record because we never got caught. He was that good. Never stole from black people. We never got caught. Randy breaking in houses now. Randy, white people houses, never black people, breaking in white people. He broke in one, but he broke in the other house, nobody ever caught him. Broke in this house, 18 because he's a year older than me. He started the school late in the 1st grade. Some of the country people start, some of them start, hell, they got niggas who damn near 10 years old in the 1st grade and shit. He about a year older than me. I knew him since 1968, his damn 2nd grade. Now, Randy gets caught, but they got a damn pin all this shit because everybody breaking in the Chamber of Commerce saying, damn it, everybody, our store was broken and we need a damn fall guy. 18 years old, never anything. Mama, real Southern, ignorant woman, not in a negative sense, she's just an ignorant woman. Take him there, he get a public defender, they pin the cases on him, he gets 18 years. 17 years old, never record in his life, get 18 years. Okay. Me, on the other hand, I go off to college. Now, this is the key to this thing. I'm showing you the tale of 2 brothers. I go off to school. I'm one of the kind of people, I mastered the college thing. I said, other black people ain't going to school, so I would just go to school, get in classes. I said, well, I need to get to Atlanta. I ain't got no money, I ain't got no place to stay. I was in South Carolina, at Benedict College. Then got out of there. I done hung around there and all, and got to use up all the money. I said, I know what it is. I'll go back to school. Checked in Clark, registered for classes just to have a place to stay. And I stayed in school, taking courses, graduating, taking courses just to stay in school, just to do it. I'll get out when I'm 30. Fuck it, I'll be a professional student. I said, when I get through here, I'm going to grad school. I stayed in college damn near 8 years. Chilling. About 8 years. Know everything and everything, everybody. Okay. Same 8 years, I never spent my adult life outside of a learning institution. Same 8 years, approximately the same time, Randy never spent his adult life outside of a correctional institution. And in 1987, I said, well, I think I'm going to give it up. I'm retiring. And that same time I retired from college is the same time he got out of jail. But the funny thing happened. When he got out of jail, he decided when he went in prison, he wanted to get out. He didn't speak to nobody for 8 years because he wanted to get out. He didn't want to get in no trouble. So when he got out of jail, he went right back to, I'm going to jail. I'm getting ready to go up and fly out to New York one week because I had to sign a shoe deal to design shoes for a guy named Roger Bowman. Signed a $500,000 deal before I gave it up to teach this stuff. I'm going to do the shoe thing. I got my shoes. I'm going to take my designs up there to pick my shoes off the wall and get paid. So I stopped through Mud and they said, Randy out of jail. I meet Randy, and Randy has gone out. Randy is stuck in time. Randy is living his life back in 1977 or something. When he got out of prison, his mind went right back into childhood. I'm about 26 or 27 at the time. 26 or 20, yeah, 26 I think. He has got the mind of a 17 or 15-year-old. And I can tell Randy, don't wear them damn butterfly shirts no more. with them little men all over it. Them little silk shirts that used to come out in the 70s. I said, don't wear that no more, Randy. You know what I'm saying, Randy? You look like the wolf man. You gotta groom yourself and shit, and all that kind of thing, and all this kind of thing. But the point I'm trying to make is this, though. The point I'm trying to make is this, because it had to be something spiritual. I know I'm getting off the subject, but all I know is I know all the stuff that people used to tell me, you embarrassing us, this nigga so nasty, and the Alberta Snow children. All I knew is I love Randy. And I just went, and every time I come on, I just came home from him. We come home, we get out, and we walk downtown. We don't steal no more, but we walk downtown in the whole 9 yards. As soon as he went to jail, the people who was breaking in all the stores, they decided they're going to rob the bank. And then the feds had to come in then. That's a federal offense. And they bust all these cops, and they go to jail. They didn't do for 2 or 3 years for robbing the bank, and he did 8 years on the crime that they did. You see what I'm saying? But the key to this story is the whole thing is this. Okay, I'm going to let you in on a little thing. That's the real story. Then in 1990, I started having a series of events. I think I'm going to go with this because this sounds pretty interesting.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you this. I think I'll go with this. You know what I'm saying? This sounds pretty interesting. Then in 1990, I started having a series of dreams about damn spaceships. Now, mind you me, I didn't finally make up my mind that this thing was all cosmic until 1992. But from 1988, after I met Randy, up to 1990, I completed this story in my mind. Now, to let you know I'm not lying, part of the story I told you was real. The second half to the story is all coming off of my mind, that I completed in my mind and completed it by 1990, which is the turn of the doggone decade. Okay? This story. Now, to validate this story, I told it to 2 people. I told it to my ex-girlfriend who's working at Spelman College, and she can bear witness to it today. And I told it to a brother from the Bronx that was going to Clark named Jared Aiken. He now lives in Mississippi. He just got married. And I told both of them the same story. And I'm not even in the spaceships at this time. This is the second story. I think I'm going to go with this, because I never told this story before, so I might as well go with it.
Oh, no.
Okay. Now, am I boring you? I just want to know, I don't want to... Okay. Yeah, go ahead, change the tape.
Would you hold that story?
Yeah, I'm going to show the whole story. You just put a little thing on it, tune in to part 2 of this story. Now, this story gonna blow your fucking mind. Because every time I tell it, a little tear come in the eye. But it's a serious story, and I completed the story in 1990. I didn't get into the spaceship and the cosmic thing up until 1992 on my 30th birthday. Check, that whole 30 thing? You see what I'm saying? Right. You ready?
Wait, 1 second. So what's Randy doing now? Can you turn that mic off?
Randy is home.
Wait, can you turn the mic off?
Yeah, turn it this way. Okay, is it ready? That's cool? Huh? Okay. At this time, Randy is home in Mullen, and Randy was about 17 in 1988, even though he was 26. Randy is 33 now. So Randy now is in his early 20s. He got out and he's getting with the game now. You know what I'm saying? He's interested in, he into women now. He really into women now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing, And I'm telling Randy, they're not going to come give you none, Randy. You're going to have to make the first step. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to, Randy, they're not going to, you 32, they're not going to come, Randy, and give you none. You're going to have to make this first step. You know what I'm saying, Randy? If I kissed her, when you kissed her, about a couple of months away, I kissed her on the cheek. Randy, you 32. You got to move a little faster than that, but he's coming along, though. He's coming along. But now the story is telling you this. Is the camera on? Is the camera on? Okay. Now the story is telling you this. But by the grace of God go I. You own the frequency to help your people. And either one of you, the reason why you got to make a commitment that you're going to help your people, because you could be the people on the street. You see? Now, go on with the story is this. Okay, I get this series of stories in my mind, and I tell it to the people in 1990. And this is what happened. Now, at this time, this is a fictional story, or so do I think it's fictional. Because, see, I done found out something in the occult. They're telling the people in the occult, make up your own cosmic drama. This is what white people are saying. They're saying in order to fight the cosmic black man, we got to make up the own cosmic drama in our mind, because thoughts are things on the other planes. You understand? And somehow we can take those, we're going to get the best cosmic drama in the white man's mind, and maybe that can stand as a model on what we're going to go into war with. So now y'all talking about fighting a war with all this stuff, it ain't even on that level, it's on higher levels. Now, this is what happens. I know some spirit comes back and tells me that I got to go back to ancient Kemet. Now, I know that I got to go back to ancient Kemet because, first of all, what happens is this. One day about 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun leaves. In noonday, it turns black. Okay? After it turns black, these numbers come up in the sky and they start going like a doggone, one of them, these numbers start just rattling off like a doggone digital clock. And the numbers got a designated time, they're clicking off and they're going down. There's something that's going to happen about 8 o'clock in the evening. So these numbers are just flashing. And all the people see is just black and people freaking out. They don't know what the fuck happened. All they know is the sun done gone at 12 o'clock and they seeing these numbers up in the sky. At 8 o'clock, this big screen comes in the sky. Now picture a movie screen, but picture this movie screen about 3 miles long. Everybody can see it. Now there's going to be some pictures that's going to appear on the movie screen. But at this time when it comes in the sky, the people that's watching TV, what's on the screen takes over the TV set. And every time you turn the channel, it's on the same TV set. Okay? For the people that don't have a TV set, it didn't make a difference because a smaller screen appears in the house, on the wall. Now at this time, everybody, now the key to this thing is this, because the story has certain concepts I had to weed out, and then the story gets better as I go on. Now, at this time, this screen is going on. Now, all the blind people can see it. All the sick people don't need no medical attention, and you don't even get hungry at all. Everything is on hold, and the only thing you got to do is watch this screen, because there ain't no other electricity nowhere. So the people that's running the businesses, they got to watch that screen. And because wherever you are at that time, you won't get stuck in traffic, you got to watch that screen because everything is at a halt. Okay. Now, this ain't no big ego because I'm in the picture, but there's something getting ready to happen. It's unbelievable. Now, I know that I got to go back to Kemet because for some reason, when you see the temples in ruin. But you need to get a temple, you need to get a picture. If you really want to see how Kemet looks, you need to get a picture called Israel in Egypt by Edwin Long. Let me see, I'm going to tell you a book. There's books that you can get it out of. If not, I'll bring the picture up the next time and we can get some color photos, because if you don't see it in color, you don't get it. In this picture, this guy named Edwin Long in the 18th century was interested in doing the reconstruction of Kemet on the way it was. See, when you see those ruined temples, you only see a fragment of what this thing was. When you see this picture, it automatically takes you in another dimension. Now, I saw that picture, and I saw another picture of the temple of Edfu before the damn paint fell off, and when I saw the picture, I died. I ain't never been the same since. I've been dead ever since. I died. I died in 1990 when I supposed to go and accept the $500,000 that these white Jews supposed to give me. At the Roger Bowman Agency, this guy, he's up here on the avenues of the Americas. I don't know where he is now. He might be out up there. But I supposed to accept this $500,000 that they were supposed to give me. I had a store in the Atlantic Square Mall in Atlanta, which is the exclusive mall. I had a warehouse in Florida. He was going to put his shoes in there, and I was going to take 6 trips a year to Italy to design my shoe line, and I had all of that. And I walked away from all of it. All I know is a couple of months later, I never got back in touch with the man. And the only thing I could do was study these books. That's all I can do. And I walked away from a $1 million career that I had already had and spent my whole life trying to get. And all I know is this, but I literally died with this knowledge. Now, in this particular picture, this guy is interested in reconstructing Egypt, Hemmitt. And he got the Pharaoh's black in it. But the temples, what you see when you see the engraving on the temple wall, the temple walls used to be painted white, and every single picture used to be in color. Now, it's the temple of Luxor, or the temple of Wafet, and Cecil B. DeMille used this picture to do the backdrop for the 10 Commandments. He used this picture, but he didn't paint the building because that was too elaborate. But in this thing, this particular Edwin Long, an 18th century artist from England, reconstructed Hemmitt. And when you see the picture with your imagination, you should die. It should put you in another dimension. So now I went into that picture, and I've been into that picture ever since. Now, what happened was, this was the second phase of what was supposed to go on the screen. It's a reconstruction of ancient Kemet. And then what happened was, when he got back to England, in order to sell the picture, one guy said, I'll pay you so much money, and he had to put the damn Hebrews in there as a biblical screen. But if you look at that, you can clearly see that he had to paint them in, because behind them is the black pharaohs. But he painted in these damn brown-looking Hebrews, because it's called Israel in Egypt. That's how he had to sell the picture. But anyway, I saw this picture. Now, this is the second page to the actual drama. I know that I got to go back to Kemet, because I know that's the last time that we saw a world that we built. Even though it's physical, we saw a world that we built that's greater than anything the white man ever built. But that's the last time we had something that we built, and it could change the consciousness of black people overnight. So I go through these series of tests. They take me in this room. I lose weight. I gain these nice, firm bodies. I grow some dreads. Or the braids. They give me this damn skirt like the Egyptians, and I'm hooked up with the false beard and everything. Now, remind you, this is 1988 to 1990 when the story is completed. All of a sudden, I'm supposed to be transported back in time, and they send me this spaceship. The spaceship is called the Kemetic Lady Kefra, and it's in the form of a dung beetle of Kefra. It's a spaceship that's built in the form of Kefra, but it doesn't have the wings on it. It looks like a scarab. It looks like a scarab. Right. It's called the Kemetic Lady Kefra, and it's this spaceship. So now I get on the doggone spaceship, and I'm supposed to be transported back to Kemet. I go through all these initiations. So the spaceship takes off. Everybody in the world now is watching this screen. You can't miss it. White people and black people. Black people, it's going to be a resurrection, and white people, it's going to be a judgment. Now the story gets real good. All right, brother. It amazes me when I tell it, because it ain't coming from me. It's coming from the God. Okay. That's why it brings tears to my eyes when I used to tell it, because it's not me. If it was what I made up, I could control it. Now, I go back to Kemet. When I get back to Kemet, I'm hoping to get off the ship and see something of what it used to look like. Okay? Because you know the pyramid was all in white limestone, and they used to shine with the star and all that. If you get the Earth, Wind, and Fire album cover all in all, that's what the pyramids used to look like. Before the Arabs took the pillar cases off and built Cairo with it. Right. Okay, and took the black granite of the capstone and put it in the museum there. But you know that capstone, that granite, like I told you ain't found but one place in the world, Stone Mountain, Georgia. That's where the granite is found. The Rosicrucians, white Rosicrucians tell you that. They also say the white man was an experiment and the spaceships was coming back to clean them up. Now, I go back and I step off the ship. Everybody watching, and what you can only, not only are they watching the screen, but when the ship takes off, the earth starts quaking. So they saying, damn, this shit is real, because I can actually feel it outside my house. And everybody watching this thing. So, I step off the ship. And when I get off the ship, I'm looking at the old, rundown, dilapidated pyramids. And I was like, damn, you didn't take me in no future. All you did was took me to damn Egypt. I could have got on doggone TWA and did this. You know what I'm saying? I see some Arabs and some fucking camels, excuse me. I see some, you know, a whole bunch of desert. And then this colonnade comes up. For those of you who don't know what a colonnade is, if you go and you see this thing in Paris with the cars drive on them, you know what a colonnade is? They had those in Egypt for Hemmitt. Colonnade. This colonnade comes up. And it's got two mahogany doors. And they got a doggone chain on it. But around the colonnade is still, but around the colonnade is still old run-down Egypt. But I try to go around the colonnade because the doors are locked, and this force field is holding me back. So I can't even get through there. All right. Just then, I'm walking around saying, dang, all of this, and I'm in Egypt, and the only thing that came up out of the ground is this colonnade, and I can't get through. And what am I getting through to? The same old run-down pyramids. And just then, I see this slave running from the slave master. A slave, and he got two white men behind him, about like the Kunta Kinte scene. And while he's running, I see this old house run down in the desert with a black slave family sitting on the porch. Okay? He runs up. The slave runs up, runs to the door, pops the chain, pops the doggone chain, and goes right through the wood and disappears. I go up to the doggone colonnade and open it. And now when I open it, I hear all these people laughing and hollering and going crazy. And when I open it up and I step through, I look at the pyramids and they white. The stars shining. And these Egyptians who had been waiting to see what I was going to get through is jumping all up and down, and they all up in the garb and the dress. And I see this miraculous place. I break down and start crying. They pick me up on the shoulder and start marching me into Hemmitt. I supposed to be going to see the Pharaoh. Because off I can see the temple of Luxor, this grand place is beautiful. I look back behind the colonnade and I see the doggone slave, he's back that way now. And I see the black people on the porch. They clapping, this is slaves. They clapping and they crying. I'm all up in the air, and these Egyptians who've been waiting for me to get to the other side is like, welcome home. You a slave coming back. Now, mind you, the stories are not about me. The stories are a drama going on, but all of you are seeing this around the damn world, and you can imagine what's going on. Because these big screens are everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody's seeing it, even white people. Now, they're going to take me to the doggone Pharaoh. I go up to the temple of Luxor, and the Pharaoh is sitting outside, or he's seated outside. So I'm getting closer to the Pharaoh. You know, I stopped crying. I'm getting closer to the Pharaoh. And as I get closer and closer to the doggone Pharaoh, I get up on the Pharaoh. He's sitting outside with the crook and the frail. His wife there looking good as hell. You know what I'm saying? Fine as a Coca-Cola bottle. The temples and all are amazing. But when I look at the Pharaoh, guess who the fuck he is? Randy Brown. Do you understand the moral of the story? When I look at the Pharaoh, guess who the Pharaoh is? Randy Brown. And he's sitting there laughing. Because he understands on another dimension that all of us used to be gods and goddesses. And he's looking back and he's sitting there laughing. And whereas I excelled in this society and he was cast down, this nigga the Pharaoh. I'll break down crying again. See what I'm saying? Do you understand the moral of this story? All put together before I even got into this stuff, I used to be into the Doc Bean and Dr. Clark thing. Okay, one little piece to the story left. They say, now, we're going to take you to see God. I go through the mystery system. I go all the way back to Atlantis, because the priest got me now. When I get to see God, I'm so doggone overwhelmed. When I go to see God, I look and I see God and I see myself. And I'm saying, that's me. You see the riddle to the story? When I meet God, it's myself. Not like the Star Trek movie where some vanity shit. Because they ain't God. You know that Star Trek movie where he said, I tried to meet God and I met my own vanity. When I meet God, it's myself. Now the moral to the story, we are all gods. Don't look for nothing that you can't step back and look at yourself and accept as God. See what I'm saying? And it's myself. You see what I'm saying? Great moral to the story. One last piece. The last piece goes to this. They say, since you made it through, now the judgment comes. Everybody watching. They're saying, first of all, we got to do one thing. You got a choice. Number one, in order, because see, the whole reason why I even went on the whole doggone escapade in the first place in the journey was the sun went black and I had to go after the sun to get the sun back to the earth. And everybody was looking at me to see can I get the sun back, including white people. They said the only way the sun can come back, you got to choose. There's got to be a race that's eliminated off the earth. And you got to choose which one it is. Well, of course, you know which one I'm going to choose, goddammit. You know that. They say, well, you can do this. You can go back and wait for us to come, or you can and make the choice, because our choice is the same as you. You know who we're going to pick. But with you, you can make a choice, or you can't make a choice. You can save them for the time being. Or you can go back and risk being killed because they're going to try to neutralize you because they say you might have the opportunity to choose again. There's a good chance you might not get killed, but it's a good chance you will, and knowing the beast, your ass is done for. You understand what I'm saying? So naturally, you know what I got to do. I got to choose killing the doggone beast. But the moral to that, another moral to this story, is he's watching this on TV, watching me make a decision on whether they're going to live or not. Can you understand the terror in that? You know what I'm saying? That's about the same damn